Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United against Real Betis. Are we ready for this? We're 4-1 up from the first leg, but I tell you what, Harry Maguire's starting, and like that line from Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me we've got a chance? I mean, literally, that's probably what they're thinking. But yes, Maguire does start for Manchester United. I don't think it's going to be a problem. If I'm honest, I don't think it's going to be a massive problem. I was a couple of minutes late because we're having issues with some of the technical stuff, so we will get all the live score and everything up for you in a moment. But I suppose the first thing to do is go through the team for you, which is obviously David De Gea in goal. We've got Wan-Bissaka at right back, and we've got Malacia at left back. We've got Harry Maguire and Martinez. Varane is on the bench. Luke Shaw is obviously not starting either. We've got Casemiro, Bruno and Fred as a midfield three. And then we've got Weghorst, Rashford and Pellistri is starting. So, look, I'm quite happy with that team. Look, Harry Maguire's got to play games at some point. I mean, my question mark is why we're not playing Lindelof. I don't know whether he's made the bench, but my answer would be why is Victor Lindelof not playing? I think Lindelof and Lindelof and Martinez work far better together. There's been evidence of that. It's a European away game, and you want to be quite quick and not get caught. I do think that it almost gives I'll get my words out. It almost gives Betis a little bit of hope. I don't think they've got any hope, but I would rather see Lindelof playing at centre-back, and he is on the bench. So I'd rather see Lindelof playing next to Martinez than Maguire, because I think Maguire, for all his faults, he has got major positives. He's good in the air. He's not, good in the air. But defensively, I think he's slow. I think he's slow in the turn. And I think Spanish teams are quite technical. So, look, the bench is Butland and Heaton. We've got two goalkeepers on the bench, which always shows you we don't have a lot of depth. Delo, Lindelof, Varane and Shaw. We've got a better back four on the bench, haven't we? Let's be honest. McTominay and Sabitzer on the bench. Alanga and Sancho on the bench. Sabitser's back. Maybe he's not fit enough to start. But I think we've got enough to get the job done. Interested to see what your thoughts are on that. But I mean, I'm not too bothered. I mean, some people. I don't think you can be bothered about people like Malacia and Maguire starting, and then you've got Pellistri starting. It's almost if you want the sun, you've got to put up with the rain. If you want the rainbow, you've got to put up with the rain, haven't you? So, I don't know about you. Ben White didn't make the squad and Maguire did, and White's been arguably the best right back in the league, and Harry doesn't play, says Nathan. Oh, mate, this is the United Stand, so we're not going to talk about it massively, but Harry Maguire, Harry Maguire, Mason Mount and Calvin Phillips have been called up for England. They never play. Tamori is one of the most exciting centre-backs in Europe who's English. Hasn't been called up. Ben White not been called up. Gareth Southgate's a prat, basically. That's end of story, Nathan. Right, Daniel Derbyshire, thanks for being a member for 29 months. So let us know what I'm going to give some memberships. There's so much impatience. I said this morning I'm going to give some memberships out. I've been live for less than 3 minutes. Where's the free memberships? Swivel on it. I'm going to make sure you don't get one. I'm going to click your name. Where are you? Okay, when they get gifted. There, you won't be getting one. Why are we I can't actually do that, by the way. Why are we writing off Maguire before the game starts, says Rory. Don't think anybody did. But if they want to, it's called football opinion. I don't think anybody did. I just think, obviously, whether it's Lindelof or Maguire, whether it's Malacia or Shaw, we're weaker down the left-hand side without Shaw, and we're weaker at centre-back without Varane. I think that's what people are saying. Mark, Luke Skywalker, yeah, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yes, let me just rephrase this. Not rephrase this. Let me just change this title because it's getting on my tits as well. Headline, there we go. I want to go with the Watchalong. Where are you? There we go. Publish. Live take. Lots to talk about. Obviously, Qatar have had their showing round Old Trafford and Carrington today as well, so we can talk about that. Bruno Fernandes or a wife, much love, Mark, says Anius. And Tamori should represent Canada. We could use him, to be honest, as young. And Lindelof came back from illness yesterday, says Casper. Okay, so maybe that's something to do with it. But I think that, look, as I said, some people think we should have changed the team more than that. So if you change the team, you pick Malacia, you pick Maguire, you pick Palestri. Ten Hag said he's going to pick his strongest team. He hasn't picked his strongest team because Luke Shaw's our best left back and Varane's our best centre back with Martinez. So he has made a couple of changes. But I think that I agree with it. We've got a massive game against Fulham at the weekend, and Varane is more important for that game. So I've got no problem with the rotation. For me, it makes total sense to do it. As I said, I probably would have gone with Lindelof if it was down to me. But ultimately, it's not about... it's about rotation. We've got to do with it. What's the score, Mark? Who's winning tea or coffee, says Jamesy. Okay, so every day I have tea and coffee, and sometimes people are interested in what the final score is. Definitely had 2 coffees today. Definitely had 2 teas. It's 2-2. There was nearly a late winner for tea, but I decided against it because I had to eat my lunch, my evening meal. I love the channel and the chat. It's the only way to see the match. And Mark having a chat. Happy St. Patrick's Day, says Martin. Well, it is tomorrow, actually, but happy St. Patrick's Day for you, Martin. Tamori should represent Nigeria. We need the centre-backs anyway, says Lake. Can he represent Nigeria? I don't know whether he can. Straight out of Cloyne, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much for that. Get your comments in. What are your thoughts on the game? What are your thoughts on the team? One thing I did want to check was the situation with Betis. What did they do in the interim, having played us last week and got battered? I can tell you that they're still 5th in La Liga, 3 points off Real Sociedad, who obviously finished above us in the league. They don't score many goals, Betis. 33 goals is not really enough. But at the weekend, they drew 1-1 at Villarreal. 1-1 there. They scored first in that game with Iglesias. But they drew 1-1. So look, I don't intend to go too deep on this. I was thinking about this afternoon. Is there any opportunity for Betis to knock us out? Of course there is. Of course there is. 3-0 is not impossible when you're the home team. It's a sellout crowd. We should be doing a Europa League draw tomorrow at midday on the channel. But I'm not going to start saying who do we want in the quarterfinals because we saw what happened with Liverpool. One thing about United over the recent years, and unfortunately it still exists under Ten Hag, is we are capable of losing a game and losing it badly. So whether it's... And look, Ten Hag's lost badly to Brentford, Man City, Liverpool, so it's happened to him a few times. Things could go wrong. Worst case scenario, imagine Harry Maguire, first minute, gets caught, red card, down to 10 men. They score. They only need 2 more to take it to extra time. So, look, I don't think we need to be completely arrogant, but it would be ridiculous if we got knocked out. We've got to find a way through this game. How do you approach a game like this when you're away from home but you're 3-0 up? I think automatically play a little bit defensive, don't you? And on the counter. Thoughts on the England squad and is Beth single, says CT. I don't know. Imagine if you said that to your staff. Are you single? I don't know. Where are the memberships, Pogba? Yeah, I'm not going to do them for now for another half an hour. Hi, Mark. Do you remember me? I'm Nelson. I just won Junior Barber of the Year and would love to cut your hair. Come on, Palestri, says Nelson. Well done. Uncle Roy, welcome to the Members Club. This game smells like a board draw, says Mineral Water. I actually have, for the first time in probably months, I actually think we'll lose. I don't think it'll matter, but I think we'll lose 2-1. I think it will be 1-1 for ages, and I think they'll get a goal in the last 10 minutes and make it 2-1, but it won't matter. That's my prediction. But I think it's a difficult game for United to come out and win. We don't need to win. We're the away team. We've got a massive game on Sunday. I think it's about organisation tonight. And I think it actually might make for a decent game. I do. I enjoyed Liverpool-Real Madrid last night, and there was no chance Liverpool were coming back. So I actually do think it might make for a good game. Glory, glory, Manchester United, all the way from Nebraska. Big shout out to you, Mark Stephen. Well, big shout out to you, sir. D-Nex, welcome to the Members Club. Morning, Mark. Love from New Zealand, says Ethan. And Uncle Roy has joined the Members Club, as we know. Mark's been to the future, says Charlie. Look, does it really matter if we lose 2-1 tonight? It's not a negative thing, is it? I think... I don't, sometimes in the past under Ollie and Mourinho and even Van Gaal, you'd play a group game in the Europa League and you'd be like, God, why am I even watching this? But you watch it because it's United. I think tonight, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like, oh, let's just get through it. I feel like I'm actually quite looking forward to it. I think because it's Ten Hag's first season, every challenge that's different is worth absorbing and learning from. And I feel that with this game tonight, it's another opportunity to learn something about yourself and the team. Kobe, welcome to the Members Club, because look, we're 3-0 up. We're going away from home. It's going to be a hostile crowd. They're going to have a lot of the ball. What can we do? Dinex, welcome to the Members Club. Score predictions, says Sam. Well, I'm going to go 2-1, Sam. But you go with what you want in the chat. Let us know what you think. I mean, I thought Betis was complete crap last week as well. It was very, very difficult to understand whether La Liga is just completely rubbish or we caught them on a bad day. And I don't think La Liga is completely rubbish because Barcelona gave us a game. Real Madrid are a fantastic side. I do think we caught them on a bad day. But I think we're a better team than them, and I think we need to prove that tonight. Hello, my friend. Keep up the great work, says Nihil. Thank you very much for your super chat. Aram's put a super chat in. Hopefully not another Bruno 90 minutes. Start strong. Take off players once it's impossible for them to get back. Vedkors needs a performance. Hopefully not talking about the ref again, says Aram. Welcome to Members Club, Jason. And really thought we'd see Sabitzer start today, but good to see Malacia and Palestri given opportunities. MPB. Yeah, I want to focus on the positives. I do want to focus on the positives and say that I'm really excited to see Palestri playing tonight. We've seen those cameos from the bench. We saw that cameo against Betis last week at Old Trafford. To start a game of this magnitude in front of that many fans, ahead of Elanga, ahead of Sancho, I think it's a great opportunity for Palestri, and I'm really excited about it. I just hope we can be a team that allows it. My biggest concern about Palestri is, are we going to actually attack much? I don't know. I mean, for Betis, big game for them. Probably the biggest game of the season for them. They've got to try. Look, the exciting thing is Betis are going to attack. They're not like bloody Stoke. They're not like terrible. They've got a good crowd. They've got a good team, and they've got to have a go. And we're going to have to defend. I mean, I must be honest. If I was Malacia and Maguire, I'd be looking forward to this game because you're going to be defending a lot. It's a big opportunity to show what you can do, and maybe in Maguire's case, it's to show why you've been picked for England and why people should buy you in the summer. But why not? And for Malacia, it's to show Ten Hag that look, over the next year or so, I want to be the starting left back. So we will defend a lot. I mean, sometimes you see Maguire or Malacia or Lindelof come into the team and we're playing the equivalent of Luxembourg at home, and they're just going to have a cigar on, whacking 50-yard balls for their Instagram reels. This is going to be, they're going to be tested tonight, and if they have a good performance, I think you've got to give credit for that performance. So it's an opportunity for those players, but I hope we do attack because I really want to see what Palestri can do with 90 minutes. Did you watch the Banshees of Inisherin? If so, what did you think? Love from Mayo. I haven't, James. Would you recommend it? And I think we need to win mainly because we should continue the winning mentality, says Akshay. I agree. Really interested to see Palestri, especially after Garnacho's injury, says Matt. This is a massive opportunity. Only winger we have that will skip a man and cross, says Matt. And I think there's already a blossoming chemistry between Palestri and Weghorst. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that tonight. Can't wait to see what Palestri can do. 2-0 to United. Is playing Uno with Bruno. Thank you very much. And who wins tonight, says Costa. Well, look, in many ways, it'd be great if we can win, because I think to go away and win in Spain shows pedigree. But remember, we're 3-0 up, effectively. I know it was 4-1, but we've got a 3-0 lead. It's nice weather in Betis. I mean, it's a contrast to what it's like in the UK because it's raining and miserable. But, the weather is starting to turn on the Mediterranean continent and Mediterranean countries. And it's a sunny evening in Betis. Obviously, it's the equivalent of 7:15 kickoff for them because they're an hour ahead. Hope Arsenal goes out to focus on the league, says Griffin. And who would you rather, Harry Kane or Osman, says Jake? Osman for me. What did you have for dinner? I had spaghetti and meatballs. Dead grateful, and I was grateful. Hope Ten Hag subs Rashford for Sancho for fitness, says Yakin. Well, you know, I've heard a few people say that. I hope we sub these players. I hope we sub those players. What if we're 2-0 down? You know, we're not subbing anyone, are we? Look, we've got to manage this game. We've got to respect this game. If they score first, we're still comfortable. If they score another one, we're in a bit of trouble. So we've got to be focused on this game. And you know, I think that's the exciting thing. I think it's a good test for United. Hi Mark, do you think United are waiting for the end of the season in order to file complaints against the referees, says Vicky? No, I think Man United's... please do your Dermot Gallagher impression, mate, says Luke. I've got no reason to. But I think Manchester United have taken up the approach with the bad officials to just try and ignore it and work through it. But that didn't work, did it? Didn't work. Ignoring the Casemiro red card for the collar didn't stop him getting another stupid red card. I think they should be complaining, but I'm not in charge. It's nothing to do with me. A few people talking about journalists reporting on the Qatar thing. Look, I love a lot of these journalists, as you know, but all I've heard today is Qatar have visited... Al-Thani from Qatar has visited, his representatives have visited Old Trafford and Carrington today to have their presentation. They still think they've got the best offer and they still feel they're the favourites, which is exactly what we were told a week ago. So, yeah, I don't think we're learning anything more at the moment. Tomorrow it'll be Sir Jim. Can you hurry with the memberships, says Pogba? I'm not going to do them, mate. So everyone can blame Pogba9 for me not doing it, because I won't be told when to do something. I know when I'm going to do it, and you're just making me push it back further and further. Should Aaron Wan-Bissaka be picked for the England squad, says Brody? That's a good question. You know... I think he's got a better chance than ever. I do. I think he's got a better chance than ever of being selected. I'm trying to think. Reece James is the best right back for me. You know, Kyle Walker gets picked all the bloody time. I'm sure Trippier will get picked. Look, I don't know with Wan-Bissaka. I'd rather he didn't get picked, really, because, you know, I think sometimes you can overpraise a player. He's been fantastic for us since Christmas, and I'd rather he was focusing on us. Sometimes a player does really well over 2 or 3 months, and England pile in and go, yeah, call him up, and it's over very quickly. I don't think Southgate would ever pick Wan-Bissaka anyway, because he's a prat. So you know, I don't think we need to worry about that too much. Fabian, thank you very much for your super chat. Wan-Bissaka was a regular starter for Ollie and never got picked. Southgate doesn't rate him, says Hader. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And Glazers Out said he was crap last game as well. I wouldn't say he was crap last game. I just think he was probably a little bit more average, where he's been really, really good. Yeah, just a little bit of topical news for you as well. The Qatari representatives have been in Manchester today for their presentation. Sir Jim's representatives will be there tomorrow. I don't know whether Sir Jim is going to attend. I mean, publicly, it might be an idea to attend and show that interest, but then again, you don't need to. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow, but by tomorrow evening, all the presentations will be done, and then it will be time for final bids, won't it? God, I'm just looking at Robbie Savage's arms. I don't understand tattoos anyway. But if I was going to get tattoos, that's just like me in art class drawing loads of different things. I don't know. He's got everything on there. He's got a stop clock, a number, an eye, a cross. Wow. I suppose if you like your tats, I said tats, people probably think it looks quite good. My girlfriend just asked if she could get... I don't know what you're on about, Said. Mark, you're a legend, mate, and why have Butland and not start him for this game when the tie's over? Dylan, you've called me a legend, so I'll be polite, but I think you're a bit of a prat. Dylan, member, welcome to the Members Club, Marcus. I mean, I don't know whether people agree with that from Dylan, but it's going to be lethargic passing from the back, says the Inquisition. I don't think we can be lethargic passing from the back. They're going to press us, mate. I don't think we'll have the luxury of just passing the ball around the back four. They're gonna press us, so I don't think that will happen. Actually, I think it'll be an intriguing game. But no, Dylan, I wouldn't be putting Butland in goal. You know, what if there's a shot from 30 yards in the first minute and he fumbles it and it goes in? You know, you've got to pick your best goalkeeper in a game like this because you've got to not concede 3 goals. Mark, did you see the Declan Rice agreed terms with Arsenal, says Chris? I very much doubt that's true. And Mark, who, in fact, I know for a fact it's not true. And Salford United, says Sean. Mark, I played the game, says Chancellor, thank you very much. Who do you want to face in the quarterfinals? I think there's a lot of arrogance in the chat, Mohammed, and I'm not going to be arrogant about it. I think we're in for an interesting game, and I don't for 1 minute think that we'll go out, but I don't for 1 minute think we should be thinking this is going to be a walk in the park. We're away from home. They could potentially get something out of this game. Man United should give Casemiro some makeup and give him the number 39 shirt for the next few games. Also love you, says Adriho. Thank you very much. Chris Lockett, welcome to the Members Club. I'd worry about Maguire, says Glazers out. Betis are going to go for us. Yes, we're not going to see a game where Man United are passing it leisurely around the back four, arrowing 50-yard balls to Rashford. We're going to be pressed, and they're going to... You know, that could be good for us, though. You know, I think there's going to be goals for Manchester United on the break. And realistically, for Betis, from minute 1 to minute 90, they'll come at us, I think. What we've got to do is sap their energy and, you know, be an attacking threat. I'm looking forward to Pelestri getting a start, says Keith Stokes. Thank you very much, Keith. I can't speak. Do you like... I don't know about that. For United in this state, it's like Dortmund's second leg for Real in the Champions League. Real had injuries in that game. What's this? Says Aravind. For United in this state, it's like Dortmund's second... Okay. Hopefully Maguire does okay, so we get 50 quid for him this summer, says MUFC all the way. Bravo's not starting. Imran says, can you check a tweet? I will have a look for you now. Oh my God. How can that be journalism? So Sky Cave is saying that Sheikh Jassim is expected to make second bid for Man United within 10 days after his advisors visited the club today. All bidders will be asked to make another bid in the next 10 days. US source, there should be no doubt at all that Jassim wants to be the owner and custodian of United. How is that even an update? Why would you even put it out? I mean, unless you've been asleep all day. Even we reported that this morning. Mike Keegan reported it last night. I mean, this is what I mean. There's some really good journalists out there, but sometimes I think it's almost like, you know, I don't know whether you ever had it at school when someone puts their hand up and goes, me, and then they go to them and go, oh, nothing. You know, it's the equivalent of that, isn't it? Me, pick me. Okay, what have you got to say? Nothing. Yeah. It's, that's not even an update. That is Slow Sports News, as JS says. Slow Sports News. Let me get Manchester United, Simon. Slow Sports News. Let me get my yellow tie on. I'm back. Audi driver. Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. Manchester United. Sheikh Altani has. I think I've got that right, Simon. I maybe haven't. Anyway. He wants to buy Manchester United. Delegation, Simon, in Manchester today to talk about signing and buying Manchester United. He's got 10 days, Simon. 10 days to put a bid in for Manchester United and his favourite. His favourite and he thinks he's favourite. Where are we going with this, Simon? I heard this last night. I was in the bar. Mike Keegan. I heard it last night. Why am I repeating this? Because I want to feel relevant, Simon. Amazing. Slow Sports News there. Qatari delegation. Manchester United. Bid in 10 days. Stunning stuff. Can you give me a membership, says Ronnie Pickering. I'm Ronnie Pickering. You know, when I do the memberships, it's random. So it will randomly pick people. I can't give it. Make a poll, Mark, says Jason. What on? Dunk and March unlucky not to get in the England squad. So there's a lot of people who are unlucky. I love your show, Mark. Do you think the treple's still possible for us this season? Love from Taiwan, says Emmanuel. What treple's this then? You better not be a bloody Man City fan. Or are you talking about the Wish treble that we apparently can do? It's not a treble, and it never will be a treble. I might be in the minority here, but if Man United win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup and the Europa League and someone calls it a treble, I will argue with them every time. It's not a treble. No, there is only one treble. And it's the Premier League, it's the Champions League, and it's the FA Cup. That's the treble. And we're the only ones to do it. There's no other treble. Liverpool tried to do this in 2001 or whenever it was. Oh, I'm telling you now, that Man United treble was nowhere near as hard as winning the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup and the UEFA League Cup. I remember Carragher saying that. Nonsense. What will happen with Alex Telles next season, says David Page? I think he's going to go on a round-the-world trip with his family and retire from football. I don't bloody know, do I? Well, how do I know? I'm watching from Singapore, says Norman. I listen to your morning show, my evening, even while running the treadmill. Your show rounds up my busy work day. Cheers, says Norman. I tell you what, I've been doing a bit of exercise today, putting the shopping away, and I feel my body feels tired for the first time in ages. It's normally my mouth that's tired from talking, but I actually feel quite tired. Mark, I normally watch United Stand on my phone, but having it up on my TV today, I just realised that you have a very clear nose, mate. Thank you very much, Vig. And Mark, it's the Mickey Mouse treble, says Patrick. And score predictions, I'm going 2-3 and 1-5. That doesn't even make sense, Zach. That don't make sense. Mark, would you forgive cheating? It says Manchester. I'm not. It's not even a night show. It's people are still coming home from work, and I'm getting stupid questions like that. Mark, if we do go through, who would you want in the next round? Says Michael Southcombe. I'm not doing that. Because the minute I do that and then we get knocked out tonight, everyone will go, Goldbridge jinxed it, getting ahead of himself. I'm not getting ahead of myself. We should win this game tonight, but I'm telling you now, they're going to attack us, and if they score early, they only need 2 more. We've got to be careful. And also, we as a fan base are very aware of what can happen with referees. So I do have a little bit of a concern tonight. I'll be happy with it being 0-0 at half-time or 1-0 United. I'd love us to score first. Charlie Max is in the house. Hope you're doing well, Charlie. He says, the Glazers have shown the Sheikh a bit of leg and he's all over it, says Charlie. And are you coming to the US for the United tour, says Vig? I think so, yeah. I'm just waiting to see where we're going, and then I'm going to make a decision. Weather looks lovely in Spain, Destructor. It really does. And Ten Hag doesn't like Sancho, says Huzzy. I think he does like Sancho, you know. I think he does like Sancho. I just think he's just been very patient with him, which is something we predicted would happen. I think it's about patience and, not throwing him in at the deep end too quickly when he might not be ready. So, yeah, I do think he likes him, yeah. I think he will play some part in this game as well. Why would Ten Hag bench Sancho? This would be a perfect game for him to start, says Jason. I disagree. I think it's about, it's about rotation. It's about expectation. I think he wants to. I think actually he would like to be starting Varane and Shaw. I really do think he would like to start Varane and Shaw in this game, and go really, really strong. But I think he's got to keep an eye on the weekend. So he's trusting Maguire and Malacia. He's weakened his back four a little bit to give Shaw and Varane a rest. But I don't think he. I don't think he wants to. What's the word? I don't think he would then want to be in a situation where he is, picking a side that is weakened even further. And what I mean by that is I don't think he wants to rest Rashford to Sancho. I think he wants to get goals. He's got no Anthony. Varane and Martinez have already conceded more than Maguire did in his first 2 seasons whilst he had McFred in front of him compared to Casemiro. Ignore Red Army. He's not well. Mark, with Firmino leaving Liverpool, do you think they might swoop in for Osimhen if they get Champions League? Also, you're a legend and love your show, says Avinash. So how are Liverpool buying Osimhen for 120 million and Bellingham for 120 million? That's not happening. So, and why would they buy Osimhen? They don't need Osimhen. They've got loads of forwards. Vig says if he didn't like Sancho, he wouldn't have bothered with his rehabilitation. I completely agree with that. And I'm excited to see what Pellistri can do as a starter. He might provide a different element on the wings, says Stephen Rossi. Well, let's have a quick look and see if we've got a few quotes coming in from Ten Hag. It might be about time. Let's have a quick look. No, they're just talking about Qatar at the moment. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. I can't believe that Sky Cave put that tweet out. Basically, everything everybody already knew. 10 days to put a bid in. It's going to drag on. Okay, we've got a few Ten Hag quotes just literally coming in. It's almost like I realise this is going to happen. Ten Hag on he says the youngsters know the way of playing. They know the rules, the principles of our game. Tactically, we expect from Pellistri runs in behind the line, the defending line, because there is a weak spot from them. Interesting. On starting Maguire and Malacia, he says, we know them two are excellent players. They've proved already so many times. Also in training, both did very well, and we can trust them. They have to do the job today. There we go. So he's very happy to put Malacia and Maguire in. And of course, he's not going to say anything completely contrary to that, is he? Considering that we need a good result today. But I think the most exciting selection, without a shadow of a doubt, is Pellistri, which is fantastic. Hi, Mark. I think 3-2 United Veghorst Masterclass as L2 Gaming. And Papa Green, thanks for being a member for 28 months. David says, the Glazers own 98%, not 69%, through a series of shell companies incorporated in the Caymans. Only a full sale is possible. And why do people want to bench Sancho Pellistri? Doesn't the kid deserve the chance to start for once, as SK? I've got to be honest, I've got absolutely no issue with that front four. There is a bit of a cult around Sancho. Hashtag glory, glory, Man United, says Kevin. Thank you very much for being a member for 25 months. Make sure you subscribe, everyone. Bottom right hand corner. There is a bit of a cult around Jadon Sancho. There are other players that have these things. I sort of resist these things, as you know, these days. It's funny actually. I saw something on Twitter today going on about the United stand being negative, and I thought, God, you're really exposing yourself as an absolute idiot. This channel hasn't even been negative for nearly a year now. It's nearly a year. In fact, I was back in Ranić, so you know, we really haven't been negative, and especially not this season. It's weird how some people are so locked in their, you know, illness, really, that they still call it the negative stand. Weird, because I don't take that as a reflection on me. I take it as a reflection on you as well in the community, because that's what we are. We're a community, and it's been very, very positive for most of this season, which is why I resist the whole Sancho cult or Sancho's crap. I think Sancho's a really good player. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. I trust that man who's on my screen, Erik Ten Hag, to bring the best out of him, and I don't stress about him not starting games like this. I think some people get stressed. They go, oh my God, Sancho's on the bench. Ten Hag's an idiot, or he must be shit. And I'm like, maybe he doesn't like Sancho on the right wing. When was the last time Sancho played on the right wing under Ten Hag? Maybe he likes Sancho through the middle or off the left. So with Antony out, maybe Pellistri is the next in line with no Garnacho to play off the right-hand side. And Pellistri is a right winger, whereas Garnacho, Elanga, Sancho, Rashford all seem to be better off the left. So maybe Pellistri's advantage is that he actually is a right-sided player, and with Antony ill, there he walks in. I don't see it as an issue that Sancho's not starting. I don't think it means anything. Who do you think will win the league first, Spurs or United? I think Kane will stay and we will challenge for the title next season, says Aaron. Very excited. I don't think you will. Hello, Mark. I said it before. I think Wrexham have got a better chance of winning the league before you. Figure it out. Hello, Mark. Would love to see you do the Arsenal game after this one in That's Football. Not doing it, Mohammed. Unfortunately. Pastor Fred, we need a good Thursday sermon, says Justin. Thank you very much for your super chat. Mike Smith says, I've been a watcher for years now. How is Bruno playing again? Those who doubt Ten Hag's feeling towards him are prats. We need a backup 10 ASAP, says Mike Smith. And slim win today. Glazers out. Come on, the lads, says Winder. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Sancho is right. Don't know why we always used him at left, says Kev. and we should assume that Betis will be as relaxed as last time, as they want to go down with a fight, says Phantom. Oh yeah, I think you're going to see a completely different Betis side tonight, because they're playing in front of their home fans, and you know, the very least they will want to take is a win. But they want to try and do it. Who says Moves? Who would suit United better, Harry Kane or Osimhen? And who would want to hear your insight on this if any of them join? Says Moves. Good question. My preference is Osimhen, but I also think that he suits Manchester United better, and I'll explain why. Red Army says Maguire and United against the world. Neil, thank you very much for your chat. Harry Kane is a fantastic number 9. He's a world-class number 9. But his game has evolved in the last few years to drop into the number 10 position, and he'd be very good at finding Rashford for those diagonal runs. I don't know how well he'd work with a Bruno, because he'd drop into Bruno's positions. Victor Osimhen is more of a traditional number 9. He wants to stay in the number 9 position. He's ridiculously good in the number 9 position. He's quick, he's strong, he's he's a great finisher, he's brilliant in the air. I think we need a number 9. I think what we need is a number 9. We don't need a number 9 that wants to be a number 10. We actually need a number 9. We've got all the creativity behind him. Whether it's Bruno, Pellistri, Sancho, Anthony, Eriksen, even Rashford, like even the fullbacks. There's plenty of creativity. We need a number 9. So I think Osimhen suits Manchester United better. That doesn't mean that Harry Kane wouldn't be good. But, yeah. If we don't get Osimhen or Kane, which striker would you like United to sign and why, says Zach? There's plenty of other options out there, mate. There's plenty of other options out there. Ramos at Benfica is a decent option. But they're, look, I can't list them necessarily because the list could be far and wide. But what you do have is there are strikers out there like, Brobby at Ajax is very unlikely, but it's a player that Ten Hag likes. So therefore, the list could be massive. There could be 2 or 3 strikers we don't even know about that he thinks he can turn into something very, very special. Vincent mentions Tony. I think Tony's very interesting, actually. A very interesting development today. So Ivan Toney has been charged with quite a lot of gambling offences. And the result of the trial, if he's found guilty, he's going to get a ban. Now, he's been called up for England today. Now, there was this story that Tony didn't get called up to the World Cup because he had these gambling charges over him. But he's just been called up for the England squad today. So that's clearly not the reason he didn't go to the World Cup. It's just because Southgate's a prat. So look, if England are calling Tony up, why can't anybody buy him in the summer? He may well get a ban at some point, but he might not. Mark E, I used to teach the royal family of Qatar. They pronounce their name Al-Thani with a th. Al-Thani. Then them, there, love the content, bro, says Winder. Then them, there. So Al-Thani. Okay. I don't know whether that's true or not, but thank you, Winder TV. Hi, Mark. I hope the Qatar bid wins and sooner. We deserve it more than anything after years of mental distress with the Glazers, says Omka. And let's close this out injury-free. Then we will celebrate new owners, hopefully soon. Come on, United, says iClass. And I hope we get Kim Min-jae, calm on the ball fast as well, says Dante. I'd love it. And remember, he's got that release clause that's going to come in for 2 weeks in June. Remember Fabrizio mentioned this on the show a couple of months ago. There's that release clause coming in at the end of June for 2 weeks where he's available for 40 million. It is true. It's Al-Thani. There we go. Well, I'm going to start calling him Al-Thani now. There we go. Can you call my missus a prat, says Ted. And who cares if Sir Jim shows up tomorrow? He's closer to England than the Sheikh. He should show up, says DQ. I tell you what I find interesting, and in no way is this meant to be inflammatory or a red rag to a bull or whatever. There's been a lot of noise around the Glazers for years, and there is a certain section of the fan base that you feel really think that when the Glazers go, they're going to get their club back. And part of that club back angle seems to be about, what's the word? Where they're real fans and we're not. I can't, I don't like the word top red, and I certainly don't like it when people say it's match going fans, because it's not match going fans at all. It's a certain section of the fan base that are just very tribalistic, I suppose, in the sense that they have this idea that there is some, they're real fans, and I think Sir Jim surely must be their choice, because Sir Jim is from the area, he's British, etc. I do find it interesting how those fans will react, because it will be a great day when the Glazers go. But is that vision of, sports washing or mega wealth cheat code the same as what Man City's got? Is that going to be what ownership they want? There's a big, massive question mark after that. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to... I don't know how different sections of this fan base are going to react, because there are some very vocal fans out there that, almost disrespect anybody who's not a match-going fan or not a local or stuff. You see them on Twitter all the time. How are they going to feel about being owned by, one of the richest people in the world from the Middle East? Is that getting your club back? I think it's going to be very interesting how the fan base reacts. We spoke about that show on the Overlap a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? Where you've got Neville and a few other creators and a few journalists, and they basically sat there saying we're not comfortable with that being owned by Qatar. I think there's a lot of people who are turning round on the roundabout now. They're going to have to start going, oh yeah, it's not that bad. But some fans have already got receipts of what they've said. So I think there's a lot of people who are going to have to start turning their opinions around if we do end up owned by Al Thani. It's very interesting. As an observer, I don't really care what anybody thinks about Qatar. Hopefully, it'll be, if they do buy us, hopefully it'll be a really good thing. But I think there's a few people who are going to have to turn around about some of the stuff they've been on about. I know it would be a risk because of lack of experience, but Ferguson from Brighton would be my number one choice, says Joshua Bowwater. I think he could be so special, says Joshua. Well, I'd love this. I would love it. I would love it if we bought him. Should we get Lobotka if we couldn't get De Jong, says Salim. Do you think Palestri will go out on loan, or do you think it depends on his performance tonight, says Calvin. 2-1 to United tonight. Come on, you Reds, says Dean. And Sachin says, I'm so stoked for United doing the USA tour. Will we get to see you as well, Mark, says Sakin. Hope so. And Cal, well, we'll wait and see where we're going to be. Apparently in the next few weeks, they're going to say where Man United are going on tour. I'm really hoping we're going to New York, because I want to go to New York. And then, I can map it out how I'm going to do it. It's a long tour, though, so I doubt I'd go to all of it, because there's some things I've got going on in July, but I'd love to go for some of it. There will be weekly protests if it's Qatar, not for Sir Jim, says Robert. Do you really think that, Robert? Do you really think some of our fans will protest if we get Qatar? Gary was comfortable covering the World Cup in Qatar, says Average Joe. Both Garys were. I heard something the other day. All this argument about immigration and everything in this country. Apparently, I couldn't believe this. It's got nothing to do with Gary Lineker or anything like that, unless you twist it to be. But apparently, I couldn't believe this. And I'm sure I heard this. Apparently, I can't believe it. I can't speak if this is true. If someone knows this is true, let me know. But Robert, do you genuinely think fans will protest if we get Qatari ownership? I don't. I can't see that. Apparently, I might have misheard it. Surely it can't be this many. 6,000 immigrants died building the stadiums in Qatar. That can't be right. That can't be right. We build railways in the UK. You wouldn't even hear about one person dying doing that. It can't be 6,000 people. That can't be right. Remember that Benitez was managed by Everton because he had a Premier League experience and knew the area. Being local doesn't mean competence. Says Dance, thank you very much. And Mark, I realised a lot of United players actually follow you. Do you talk to them? Says Caesar. Who follows me? A lot of people saying that's true. How does 6,000 people die building stadiums? I don't believe that. I can't understand. Do you know how many 6,000 is? That is 6,000 people is a lot. I mean, I know we're wandering off into something here, and there is no point to it. I'm just saying, I heard it on the radio the other day, and I thought, how do so many people die building a stadium? I just can't believe that number. It's mind blowing. I think they can be silenced, but to start with, yes, says Robert McCormack. Okay, who are these people who are going to protest about Qatari ownership in the fan base? I think there'll be people who protest like Amnesty International and certain groups who are against that sort of thing. That'll happen because it's Man United. We didn't really see it for Newcastle or Manchester City. I think we will see that, but I don't think. I mean, I don't know. That's why I brought it up a few minutes ago. I think there's some fans out there that are very, 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 very hopeful that Sir Jim will be the owner. Look, I don't like going down that road because it's petty and it's silly, but there are other content creators out there that very clearly want Sir Jim, who talk about the ownership a lot and have, sort of mellowed recently, but it's been very obvious for a long time that they want Sir Jim, and I think they're now realising it probably won't happen, so they're trying to pretend that they're positive about Qatar. But I think that's what we'll see. I think we'll see a lot of people who just accept it and hope for the best. But I've not seen anybody in the fan base, any group or any real individuals of note saying that they're opposed to Qatari ownership and they won't turn up and they're going to protest. I've seen it in the media, but I haven't really seen it. They'll still turn up. I saw United play on Sunday and Sancho's performance was nothing short of disgusting, says Shane. No intensity, no hunger, wouldn't run. You could only see it live. Well, there you go, Shane. There you go. Mull says 6,000 is a lot for City fans. That's about how much they get in their stadium. It was due to the poor working conditions and the fact that it's migrant workers from Bangladesh and Pakistan, so little care was taken, says John. And I know, you know what, John? I don't want to keep talking about it because if that's true, it's horrific. But what was going on for 6,000 people to die? It's mind-blowing numbers. There have been 37 deaths among workers directly linked to construction of World Cup stadiums, of which 34 are classified as non-work related by the events organising committee, says Aaron Fitz. Well, there you go. There you go. That sounds way more realistic, but I don't know, and I don't really. Akib says it could be over a number of years. Phantom says this has been a very positive first season for Erik ten Hag at Man United, but imagine with all Al Thani's backing how far we could achieve. And Tino says India 2000, so Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to read about it later. Not because it's nothing to do with this match. It's nothing to do with the ownership of Man United. It's just we were talking about Gary Neville going to Qatar, and I just heard it on the radio the other day. And I thought that is amazing. So I thought I'll ask, and not amazing in a good way, amazing in a horrific way. So I'll have a Google about that later. It's true, a non-profit called Cards of Qatar. Each card has the worker's story and donations, helps their family back home. Check it out, says Nandit. And I'm excited to see what Palestri can do. Would also like to see Sabitzer play a little bit, Mark. What do you think about the Martinez-Maguire defence, says Jim? I think it's going to be... I tell you what, I'm really excited about this game. Because I think sometimes you see Maguire and Lindelof play, and they normally play against the crap teams. And what normally happens is those crap teams defend. So Maguire and Lindelof spend most of the game stood on the halfway line with nothing to do, and they end up having a decent game because they don't have anything to do. I think tonight Malacia and Maguire are going to get tested, and I think they're going to have a good game. And fair play to them, I hope they do. But I don't think it's going to be an easy game for them. So I think it's going to be a really good test for them. And look, we're only one injury away from Luke Shaw or Varane from this being a reality anyway. Does it give the opposition a chance? I think Betis have got a chance. That's why I'm not talking about the draw tomorrow and whether we're going to be in it. I think they've got a chance. I think it's a big ask. I'd be very surprised, but percentage-wise, I think they've got about a 10% chance, 90% chance of us going through. If this was at Old Trafford, they'd have no chance. But I think we're going to have to defend well. Mark, Guardian ran a campaign against Qatar. Actually, 8 people died, but a few thousand died in Qatar over a few years, which include road accidents. Also, Sir Jim is a tax exile, so he's no saint. Sorry, can I just make this very, very clear? In no way is this conversation that's been going on linked or to do with not wanting Qatari ownership at Manchester United. Somebody mentioned Gary Neville going to Qatar and leaving his morals behind. And I said, that's nothing to do with anything we're talking about, but I heard on the radio the other day that 6,000 people died building the stadiums, which I can't believe. And hence the conversation has developed. So in no way are we saying, let's not be owned by Qatar. In fact, to be honest with you, if I'm completely blunt, I think it's the best option out there. I think it doesn't come without its issues, but we need super wealth, and that's the only super wealthy option on the table. I'm a little bit disappointed, actually. They will treat everyone works under them like a slave, says Matt. Just broke a shower pole and hit my brother in the face with it. What shall I do, says L2 Gaming. We'll see if he's all right. Don't be typing on here. Suyash, welcome to the Members Club. And GJ says there was 6,500 migrant workers in Qatar died since it won the right to host the World Cup 10 years ago. You heard it twisted, Mark. Your radio station is playing tricks. There you go, says GJ. Something just about Malahide there, and I can't see what it was. Sorry, I was interested in that. Wasn't there a rule in place to stop people buying clubs in debt, or is it what Sir Jim is doing different, says Mull UK? I don't know, mate. I don't know. But just talking about the ownership for a moment. I don't know whether anybody else. This just sort of came into my head, and we're very close to the start of this game now, which is great. Are you not disappointed a little bit by the options to buy Manchester United? I've got to be honest, it's the first time I really thought about it, but I am a little bit disappointed. You should check out Johnny Harris's YouTube videos on the whole worker situation. They were fantastic pieces of eye-opening journalism, says Suyash. Thank you very much. Well, like I say, I'll have a look after the match tonight when I've got a bit of time, because I think it's an interesting story. But I am a little bit disappointed. When we first got put up for sale, I really did think, there would be Dubai. I thought Saudi Arabia would find a way. Obviously, Qatar have found a way. Sir Jim was always going to bid. I expected an Amazon or an Apple or an Elon Musk. I really did think. And remember, I think Liverpool have come off the market because they didn't get the interest they wanted. I'm actually a little bit disappointed because I thought there would be more. More. We've got enough. We have got a super wealthy owner there, if you want that. We have got a local billionaire owner, if you want that. But I did hope a little bit more. And look, what scares me behind Sir Jim and Al Thani is all these investment funds that you knew would be there. But yeah, I did expect a little bit more, to be honest. Will the United stand tour the US? Says Kit. We'll be in the US, definitely. We'll definitely be in the US. Of course, we've got the international break next week. We're on tour next week. We've got to try and find content for you on the channel that we can get. I mean, there'll be the normal content anyway, but we've got to figure out whether we're going to film one of the shows and put it up on the channel or not. We might not be able to because I'm planning out the show, and some of the stuff's going to be a little bit X-rated. I've got a really good Harry Maguire joke. And a Rio Ferdinand one, and I've got loads of Gary Neville ones, and I don't really want them going out publicly. But we've still got tickets for London, by the way, if you want to get them. I don't know whether it's in the video description, but we've still got a few left. But Manchester's sold out. Dublin both sold out. Players are in the tunnel. Hi, Mark. Do you think Casemiro can avoid a booking today, says Alan? Well, let's hope the referee is good today. Let's hope he is good today, because we definitely do not want to get knocked out. I don't think we will get knocked out tonight, but I do think we've got to be respectful of the fact that I think we're in for a good game. I think you win these sort of games and you think, oh yeah, we're definitely going through. But actually, you know what? I hope they come at us. I hope they test us, because as a fan and as a watcher of the game, you want to be entertained. And I'm actually quite looking forward to this. I think they're going to have a go, and I think it's a good test. It's almost like a 3-0 head start, isn't it? Can we get a result when we're 3-0 up? And I think it's a different type of there. I tell you what, I disagree with this. So the United stands, we have and I hope some of them are listening. We have a score prediction league, yeah, and we have a score prediction league, and there's about 10 people in it, people involved in the channel. You have to put your score prediction in. I went 2-1 to Betis 2 days ago, right? This is happening more and more now. the team news comes out and people are changing their score. No, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. Shouldn't be allowed to change your score. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to say it. I'm not doing it next year. So if Casemiro gets booked, he misses the next match. Don't the yellow cards go back to 0 after the move to the next round, or am I wrong? No, I don't think they do, Jim. I think they carry on. Exactly, it's cheating. And Beth is, I'll tell you, I'm going to call him out. Beth's done it. Matthew's done it. Ryan's done it. Charlie's done it. Kev's done it. Jordan's done it. That's not right. You shouldn't. You shouldn't change your team based on the lineup. And it's not fair on me because when the lineup comes in, I'm live. Cheats. And I won last year. It's like, you know what it is? It's they're all like bloody Man City, aren't they? They're all bloody cheating. Anyway, it's only a bit of fun. So thank you very much for Jim for your super chat. Vig is worried if Casemiro is going to get injured. Just a good game with this bunch at the minute, so as good as we can get. They've got to be tired, says Craig's Gaming. I'm looking forward to this. So I'm looking forward to this. I hope you all are as well. Joaquin's playing for them, William Carvalho, but I'm looking forward to it. Change yours in the 93rd minute, says Robert McCormack. I've never heard such crap in all my life. Changing your bloody score prediction when the team comes in. Disgusting. Right. We're about ready to go here. Harry Maguire's the captain, of course. That'll wind people up. I've played the game. Not for a while, Harry. Where have you been? I'm the captain. I'm Rodney Pickering. I'm Harry Maguire. I'm the captain. No, have you not heard of me? I'm Harry Maguire. I'm Rodney Pickering. I'm Rodney Pickering. Never heard of you. I'm Rodney Pickering. I'm Harry Maguire. I'm Harry Maguire. I would have played Lindelof, Sahil, but maybe I don't know. I certainly think that Martinez and Lindelof work better together, but he's gone with this. We're about ready to go anyway. I'm ready to go. Excited about this one tonight. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. We'll have player ratings for you in the second half. Thursday night football. Let's hope it's not the last. We've got a 3-0 lead, basically, 4-1. But, you know, we've got a 3-goal lead. Let's go out there and do a good job. Of course, the last time we played... No, that's not right. Scrub that. I'm just thinking about the João Felix header where he got ahead of Maguire, but that wasn't the last time we played in Spain. So referee's ready to go. It's a lovely stadium, you know, Betis. Lovely stadium. Adam and Ryan are in the press box, so they'll have some coverage for you, which they've already put up. But here we go. Man United against Betis. I think it's going to be quite fast-paced. There's a good ball by Bruno into Pelestri here. I tell you what, if we can get this cross right, it'd be a great time to... Oh, he's overhit the cross. And Fred will keep it in, though. It's a shame Rashford attacked Weghorst's area there. I think if Rashford had held back to the back post, that's where Pelestri was looking at. But it was a good chance to put a cross in, and it wasn't a great cross. But good start from United. We've not even had a minute here, and good fast start. Good to see. The fuck is that from Maguire? Why did he not? Bruno was pointing at Maguire to go to Martinez, and he played some weird pass that didn't even get there, and Pelestri was offside anyway. Come on, Harry, calm it down. Play the simple pass. 2 years with this amazing community. Love how the team is playing in this competition, and let's win this. It's spooky. Look, we want to be in that draw. We want to be in that quarter-final draw tomorrow. We've done the hard work at Old Trafford. Let's get the job done here. But I tell you what, this feels like... it feels like summer's just started. Look at all these United players in short sleeve shirts. Excited to see Pelestri crossing in the ball for Voot and see if he can finish those chances, says Jim Hooligan. Betis hasn't sold out their stadium. suppose in a way it's a difficult one, isn't it? You know, they are probably going to go out. Do they ever sell their capacity? Do they ever sell their stadium out? What's their capacity? It looks like quite a big stadium. Bia says people are just poor in Spain. God, way to generalise in a whole nation. I don't think people are poor in Spain. Ticket prices were expensive, says Zami. 60,000 capacity as well. I mean, that's as big as the Emirates. 60k. Fourth biggest stadium in Spain. Massive. We played them in December, didn't we? Fred will score and sit you all down. Says, oh, what's all this nonsense about Fred sitting people down? I saw an idiot on Twitter a couple of weeks ago saying I've got receipts for the Fred fan club. And I thought, well, no one's going to give you any credit, mate, because no, I don't know anybody who dislikes Fred. How can you dislike Fred? He's got a smile on his face every time. I think even if he was, well, he probably would have a smile on his face. No, I'm not going to say that. But, you know, he has got a smile on his face. The thing with Fred is, he's just inconsistent. He can be brilliant and he can be bad. Don't think anybody dislikes Fred. It's just you never know what you're going to get. So it's a good start from United, this. That's good. Oh, Brad passed by Bruno. I wonder if he got disguised, but oh, no. Good block by Casemiro. Resident 4 paints a pale picture of Spain, says Zero Connection. Okay. Yeah, the quality of this picture is crap from BT. It's definitely not HD. It wasn't Bruno, it was Casemiro. You know what? You're probably right, because the quality of the picture is terrible and everyone's in a short sleeve shirt, so I thought it was Bruno, but I think it was Casemiro. But testy start here. Good start. The crowd are up for it. And Bruno's gone down. Man down. Who's on the bench, says Lucas. Well, on the bench you've got Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw, McTominay, Sabitzer, Sancho and Alanga, and then we've got the two goalkeepers, Heaton and Butland. Adam M, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for your support, pal. I'm looking forward to this game tonight. I do quite like. I used to hate it, but I don't actually mind the 5:45 kickoff. You know, a lovely ball. Oh, Rashford does too much on it. He could have put Palestri through one-on-one. Just weight of pass there. Oh, I could have put him through. Could have been through one-on-one. But he's not. Come on, give Maguire some love. He's the captain. Bless Veghorst looked like he's running in a pool, says Harrison. I'm hoping Martial's going to be back, you know, even if it's just for a month. Well played, Palestri there. That's getting clipped, David. Bad pass out from the back. Why is Maguire the captain, says Sarah? Because he is the club captain, so if he starts, he gets it. John Walker says yellow cards do get wiped out after this game. I mean, to be honest, it makes sense, doesn't it? It's such a long run from the knockout stage. Here's Fred. Nice ball into Bruno. Come on. Casemiro. Lovely ball to Wan-Bissaka. Give him a bit of support. Give him up. And could be a corner here for United. Up we go, Harry. This is your moment. Spanish sides might not be that good in the air. Could be a chance to put it on his head. It is international break after the Fulham game, Jonas, yes. Hi Mark, I've watched every Man United game for the past 7 seasons, but still haven't went to a game live. What was the first game you went to, and was it a magical experience as Yali? Yeah, my first game was when Old Trafford was very, very different in the late 80s. Ooh, Weghorst dive header from a Casemiro flick. I'll tell you what, if we can score the first goal, it would be great to settle the nerves. Casemiro gets up around the penalty spot, flicks it, and then Weghorst, he's not that far away. He's not that far away. Hi Mark, no comparison to the Champions League music, but I still enjoy the Europa League theme. Happy St. Patrick's Day for tomorrow, says Tony. Oh, you know what? Oh no. Harry Maguire's lack of pace there. And it's a great chance for them. He's just got no recovery pace, has he? Look, if I tell you what, I feel sorry for him there, because that's why he's got to go. In a back four, it's such an... it's a, I was talking about this on That's Football today. Trent, as a defensive right-back, is a nightmare. And Maguire, in a back four, with the lack of pace, is a nightmare. If you get him in that position, it's a problem. And some people don't want to accept it. I think he's very, very good in the air. But in those situations... it's a free hit. Maguire wearing the captain's armband makes me sick. Probably thinks he's all that. Only reason he's here is because of the pressure from English elite, says Umar. Mark, I'm wishing for more going for Goldbridge. It'll be back. Whoops, it'll be back. It's just, I think put Maguire in a back five and he's a decent centre-back. Put him in a back four and things like that happen and he's never coming back, is he? Too slow. Red Army says you're trying to blame the midfield mistake on Maguire. Mate, there was a midfield mistake, but the recovery pace of Maguire wasn't existent. It shouldn't be that easy. You got to have pace in the modern game. Daz, Dutch commentator said Harry Maguire runs as if he's still got the handbrake on, says Joshua. Well, I'm not going down that road. We're all fully aware of what the issues are, and Man United need to be careful here. Good tackle by Bruno. Good play by Betis to get out of trouble. Still going. 10 minutes gone. I'm looking at that clock a lot. Oh, good shot by Betis. He wants a corner, Joaquin, and he's got it. So maybe De Gea makes a save. I tell you what, Betis have got a bit of... Dylan says they've been class. They're up for it. I told you. I played the game. I told you they were going to have a go. That's not a save by De Gea. That's not a corner. I think it deflects off the defender, Martinez. Corner to Betis, but yeah, we're gonna have to ride a bit of a storm. I said this before the game. We should go through because we're 4-1 up, but they're at home. They're gonna have a go. Remember Liverpool. We can't be so arrogant. We're gonna have to work here. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Yeah, Thursday night, and it's not even 6 o'clock. You know you're in the Europa League, don't you? We seem to be in. I tell you what, we seem to eternally be in the Europa League. I remember taking the piss out of the Europa League years ago. I think Casemiro gets a deflection off. Hits the side of the post. Good shot by Joaquin. But Maguire heads it away. Not very well. And Fred, here we go. Oh, no. They're getting a bit of momentum here, Betis. We don't want them to get momentum. He skips past Casemiro. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. We're not blaming midfield mistakes on Maguire. We're saying when the midfield does make a mistake, Varane and Martinez have the pace to recover. He doesn't, says SK. I tell you what, we're like the Dwarves of Moria at the moment. We just can't get out. Here we go, Fred. Stop. FD wants me to start dissing Maguire. I'm not going to do that. I want to win. Here they go again. Martinez he's losing his runner every time. That's Martinez rescuing Maguire there. He's run off Maguire like fucking soap, wet soapy hands. That don't make sense. Let's just hope we at least get a decent ref, says Rock. Get Varane on. Easy catch for De Gea. Come on. We need a goal on the break. I need a stretch. 15 minutes gone, 0-0. That's the positive. Mark, why do you hate Man City? Oh, shut up about bloody Man City. Do you think I want to talk about Man City? I don't want to talk about Man City, man. I don't want to talk about Man City. You better believe it, man. You better believe it. I don't want to talk about Man City. 3-2, mates. 3-2. When you're given the chance to prove you're bad, says the Inquisition. What are you talking about? Hi, Mark. I haven't watched your videos in a minute. Been working, but what's your summer transfer list, says Leo. And who would win in a 50-yard dash? Maguire or Weghorst? Didn't put 100 metres as no stopwatch that long, says Pete the Meat. I think in a 100-yard dash between Harry Maguire, Weghorst and my gran, I'd still put a tenner on my gran, and she's been dead for years. Rest in peace, gran. Super gran, as I used to call her. Lovely ball over the top. Good De Gea there. Quick off his line. Why aren't we playing Lindelof? Are you jealous of the Fighting Irish have a bank holiday tomorrow? It's going to be a big one, says Rory C. Mate, the thing is, even if I lived in Ireland and it was a bank holiday tomorrow, I've got the Champions League draw, the press conference, hopefully Man United in the draw as well. So I wouldn't be able to get out on the piss as quick as I'd like anyway. Dwarves of Moria, says Colin. If you know, you know. It's a good one, that. You want to talk about Man City as much as Liverpool fans want to talk about Everton, says Clayton. If we've got any Irish folk in the chats, I did live in Ireland for 3 years. I don't mention it much, but is there a thing on St Patrick's Day? Am I getting confused that they close the pubs on St Patrick's Day? They don't close the pubs on St Patrick's Day. There's a day where you close the pubs at like 10 o'clock the night before. You don't close the pubs on St Patrick's Day. Is it the night before the pubs close at 10 or something? Or they don't... I don't. There's something in Ireland that used to happen. I always feel like going and asking the wife because she lived there with me. They do something the night before something. Oh, maybe it's Good Friday. Might be Good Friday they do it on. Maybe they close the pubs at 10 o'clock the night before Good Friday and then they're closed until Saturday. Rashford's offside here. Not even taking the mick out of Maguire, but he seriously needs to be moved on in the summer. Shouldn't have been given the captaincy so early, says Reese. What do you think of Palestri as a 10? Says Akinesh. Well, he's not playing as a 10, he's playing on wing. It's Good Friday, Mark, yeah. They don't close it on St Patrick's Day. Never. That's not what I was getting mixed up with. It's Good Friday. Yeah, they closed the pubs at about 10 o'clock on the Thursday, and then they're not open again until Saturday lunchtime, which I always thought was quite surprising, but then they are quite a religious nation. Here's Wan-Bissaka into the box, crossed. We need a bit of possession in their half. PQ says, I hate playing Among Us with Maguire. He always gets imposter. They used to close pubs on Good Friday. Mark, not anymore. Never on Paddy's Day, says PQ. Oh, they used to do it. There you go. When I lived in Ireland, so over 20 years ago, yeah, they did. The pubs used to close on Good Friday in Ireland, but in 2018 they stopped closing them. There you go, says Straight Out of Cloyne. Afternoon, Mark, says Alec. A Betis player's just gone down injured here. Afternoon, Mark. With Casemiro suspension and Sabitzer coming back, how would you set up the midfield going forward, says Alec. Well, hopefully we'll get to see Sabitzer play a bit tonight. If you want to win, why protect Maguire? He's horrible, says FD. I'm not protecting him. I'd rather he turned it around and had a good game. I'm never going to change my mind. I want us to sell him. He's too slow. I said this 18 months ago. He's a problem, and at 29, he's not going to suddenly get quicker or more mobile. He turns like a double-decker bus. He runs like a broken-down double-decker bus. And he's going to be 30. Or he already is 30. So he can't improve on it, can he? In the modern game, he doesn't suit the way we want to play. And that's about as harsh as I'm going to be. It doesn't suit the way we want to play. United won every game since Brentford with Maguire, says Red Army. Yeah, you're wrong. He didn't play since Brentford. Chris is having a go at Fred. Well, the thing about Fred is he can have a brilliant game, and he can have a bad game, and he can have an average game, and he can also have a brilliant half. Bruno's just shot from 30 yards. And, love you, Mark, but you should be harsher. He's free entertainment, says FD. He's loving it. FD really wants me to go in on Harry Maguire. I'd love that to have gone in by Bruno. Long way out to shoot from. Who's the new technical Spanish guy at right back? Wan-Bissaka, says the Strange Life podcast. But we've settled in a little bit here. It's gone from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. As I said, I'd love to get to half-time at 0-0. Because then I can't see us conceding 45, 3 and 45. But here's Malacia in the box. Into Fred. Into Bruno. Blocked. Maguire. To Fred. To Rashford. Good tackle. Well done, Casemiro. Wan-Bissaka. It's Palestri. Fred. Give it him back. Give it him back. Give it him back. Casemiro. This has got to be a goal. He's offside. I was going to say, why didn't Rashford head that? And why did he use some weird chest thing? But he was offside. I wonder why I didn't head it. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. He was offside anyway. Abby says, why not rest Bruno? I mean, what part of people who are watching this game think we can afford to rest players? Like, we are not, by any means, comfortable in this game. And statistically, we've had more possession, but it's mainly in our own half. Betis are having a go here. Why give them an opportunity to have more of a go with a weakened side? Harry Maguire was never good enough and never will be. And even if he wasn't English, he would be well gone by now, as much as I want him to succeed, says Yelladin. Thank you very much for your super chat, mate. And FD says, Maguire is so slow, he only started running away from the bomb now, says FD. Slow Sports News saying Harry Maguire's slow. I'll defend him on that. It's not new news. Hi, Mark. Love your channels. Can you please call my brother a prat? And that's from Sigarus. There we go. Nice ball out to Palestri here. Got a bit of time. The cross was on there. The cross was on. Tell you what, they do play half decent football, Betis. That's lovely play. Oh, Maguire stops it and then De Gea's got it, don't worry. Mark, my favourite memory as a United hater was when Torres destroyed... Here we go, Rashford! Oh, defender's done well. Very well. Oh. Yash says, my favourite memory as a United hater was when Fernando Torres destroyed Vidic in that 4-1 game. I do remember it, Yash, but we won the league. Again, is this what Liverpool have been reduced to? Individual cup wins. You know, beat United, the We Beat United Cup. Torres did sit Vidic down quite literally in that game, but we won the title. Good play by Betis. I tell you what, this is good play. Good play by Fred, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. Greetings from Italy, Mark. Man United, AC Milan, says Francesco Fantini. Love it, love it. Welcome, pal. Love it. I tell you what, mate, it's a disgrace that Tamori's not been called up for the England squad. I can't speak. I cannot believe this is the worst thing I've ever seen, right? I don't think Maguire should get called up for the England squad because he never bloody plays. But the worst one, Calvin Phillips has been called up for the England squad. How the bloody hell does Calvin Phillips get called up for the England squad? I don't think he's played 90 minutes this season for Man City in the Premier League. It's disgusting. Nepotism. We've got a manager who's openly only picking favourites. FD, I'm sorry, I'm going to block you, mate. I've completely realised what you're talking about now. That's bang out of order. He's talking about like bomb threats and stuff. Enough is enough. There's a line, mate. There's a line. Here we go. Oh, Wan-Bissaka. Oh, corner, Man United. Striker midfielder massively needed in the summer, says Ash. Well, yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, Calvin Phillips getting called up is an absolute bloody disgrace. Like, that is complete and utter favouritism. Like, surely you pick an England squad based on people who actually play games. I can't. I won't be watching England in the international break anyway. No way. I can't watch them. I'll watch them in a major tournament, but I can't watch them play bloody international break games anymore. I'm finished with Southgate. He's an absolute... I would love it if England fans just turned off and didn't turn up. He's so boring. He's so negative. He picks favourites. Forget it. I'm not interested in him. I've got no faith in him. And I think picking a squad on favouritism is disgusting in the modern day. What about equality? You know, what about fairness? Picking a team on fucking favourites who don't even play for their club, disgusting. And I'll never forgive him for bringing Sterling on ahead of Rashford in that game against France. Thanks for gifting 5 memberships, Fernando Perez, and also Mikael Roach has done it as well. Mikael and Fernando, cheers, lads or ladies. There we go. 26 minutes gone. It's so good so far. So good so far. Anybody going to be in Dublin this weekend for the St Patrick's Day? I'll be there in Seoul. Oh, bad pass by Wan-Bissaka, but he picks it up again. And he's through. Here we go. Come on, we've got a 4v3. Oh, he got his pass wrong. Rashford could have been through one-on-one. Hi, Mark. What year was the best United squad, and what player brought you the most joy watching for Man United? Says Aravidia. Well, 99 was the most enjoyable year, and my favourite players, Beckham and Keane, really. Chris Sparks, thank you very much for the super chat. And why is Calvin Phillips in the England squad and Ben White can't even get a look in? Says Joel. Well, Ward-Prowse should be in the England squad ahead of Calvin Phillips. Just because you get relegated, just because you're going to get relegated, doesn't mean that your whole team's crap. Ben says, why is everyone hating on Maguire? He's been solid. It's been about as solid as a strawberry milkshake. In fact, that's a very good analogy because he's been shaky. It's his lack of pace, mate. Even Roy Hodgson had better judgment, Mark says. Juan. He's done all right, but he can't. The thing that makes him bad, he can't control. He can't control the fact that he's slow. You know, you can control your passing, you can control your heading, you can control your tackling, but you cannot control your. He's going to book Palestri for slipping. Who is this ref? Oh, here we go with the refs again. How? I can't speak. How is Palestri booked for winning the tackle? Have you seen that? That's one of the worst yellow cards I've ever seen. And I've just had a weekend of Andre Mariner and Anthony Taylor. How's he got booked for that? He wins the ball and the player kicks him in the arse and he gets booked. I just can't speak. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. It's pure. Chris Smith, thank you for being a member for 10 months. Appreciate it, pal. I can't believe he's got booked for that. Mark, you're my favourite new commentator. At least I'm not forced to listen to American guys commentating on the football. Much love from South Africa, says Nicholas. Thank you, pal. Is Betis on the attack? Martinez has had a good game. There we go. They're still on the attack, Betis, but we've got a good shape at the back here. Go wide. Would you rather have Maguire as your number 9 for the next 5 games or lose 7-0 against Liverpool? Yash, come on, grow up. And I bet the only reason Sterling got picked ahead of Rashford for the France game is because he felt sorry for Sterling, says Clayton Plays. Sterling probably likes the same colour as Southgate. There'll be some reason for it that he's a favourite. Maybe Sterling's favourite colour is red, like Southgate. Oh, I'm going to bring him on because he likes the same colour as me. In fact, Southgate's favourite colour would be grey, let's be honest. You're a cult classic out here in Prague, says Goat. Oh, I love it. I love to hear what people know about the United stand in different areas of the world. It's great. Look at what we've built, people. Well, United have... Oh, that's a good ball. Good save by De Gea. In behind Martinez that time, running off that back line. Where does one apply to be a ref? Seems one doesn't need to know. Oh, it's Maguire's man. It's not Martinez's man. It's Maguire's man again. That looked like it was Martinez's fault, but it wasn't. He ran off Maguire. Where does one apply to be a ref, says Fernando? Seems one doesn't need to know the game to officiate cup games. I agree. Shout out to the United Stand family mods. Mark and everyone, love you all, says Mikhail Roach. Hope you're doing well, Mikhail. I'm sick to death of these bloody refs, says Tony James. There needs to be an investigation. They need to be held accountable for bad decisions. Well, if you saw the Palestri game, if you saw the Palestri yellow card, absolute ridiculous. We massively need to improve in possession, says Ash. Well, Betis' best chances at the moment are when they break our midfield and then their striker just runs off Maguire, and they've had 2 big chances that way. So we need to... Ten Hag needs to look at that. Here's Bruno. Didn't Alan Smith play for Fulham too? Says Beryl Carpenter. She's talking about the quiz yesterday. I don't know whether Alan Smith played for Fulham, Beryl. I know he played for Leeds before us. Then we sold him to Newcastle. He played for Notts County. He played for MK Dons. Did Alan Smith ever play for Fulham? I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell. What another classic rubbish yellow from a UEFA ref, says Isaiah. We should have let Barcelona win. The refs have been on us ever since, says Faris. VAR can't turn a yellow card around Retlaw. There we go, another foul, which is not a foul. I bet he's going to book Malacia as well. I mean, that was more of a yellow card. He doesn't get the ball, to be fair. That's not that. I don't think it's a yellow either. He doesn't get the ball and he hardly touches the player. Didn't book him. 2-2 between tea and coffee, David. 2-2. I can't speak. Southgate has all the personality of a washing up sponge. I reckon his favourite colour is beige, says Jake. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner to do it. We're only 300 away from... No, that's the wrong channel. Looking at That's Football. I honestly feel not enough is made about how quick refs are to book United players every game. Surely it's not just me picking up on it, Andy. There you go. Andy's not happy about the officiating. Appreciate the super chat, pal. I liked Alan Smith, Peter. Even though he came from Leeds, I liked him. Daniel Wilson, thanks very much for the Members Club. I mean, it was basically over for him. That injury he got against Liverpool was horrific. There was a story about in the ambulance, actually, on his way out of Anfield. They were rocking it, the Liverpool fans. But he broke his leg badly because of... it was the ball that broke it, wasn't it? It was the ball. Big up the Sheikh. Team turned up Avengers style, says Shohab. Tony James is a legend of the chat. He's just gifted 20 United Stand memberships. He blocked a free kick and it broke his leg. It wasn't a tackle, was it? It was weird. If I remember it rightly, the ball broke his leg. Like he blocked a free kick. What's for tea, Mark? I've had it, Toby. I had meatballs and spaghetti. Tony James, we've got loads of W's in for you. JU says, any thoughts on Balogun, Mark? I think he's doing all right, isn't he? I mean, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but... United on the attack here. Bruno with the cross. Rashford, not going to keep that in. I think John Arnorisa took the free kick and he broke his leg, says Mikael Roach. I mean, he could hit a free kick hard, but imagine that being a player. If you break someone's leg with a tackle, it's one thing. But imagine knowing that you've broken a player's leg with a free kick. Palestri. Not a bad cross, but keeper gets hold of it. Jack, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. We need to stop playing hero ollie ball, says Nicholas. Another free kick here. Martinez, the butcher. What's the worst injury you've seen in football, says Alec. Carragher on Nani. He was crying. No, the worst one, I was actually watching the game. I never saw it. I only saw the aftermath. I say I was watching the game. I felt like I was watching the game. I don't know whether it was actually televised. But the David Bust injury, which was Coventry against Man United, just snapped his leg from both sides. Never really played again. Luke Shaw's was bad as well, Abdul, yeah. Antonio Valencia broke his leg really badly as well. He sort of kicked the ground and snapped his shin. That was bad. Valencia's was odd as well. South Pratt has as much personality as Mr. Bean, says Steve. Nice play out by De Gea into Bruno and then Wan-Bissaka. That's cut through their press. Lovely. Here's Fred. This could be a goal from the back to the front here. Until Fred tackles himself, unfortunately. There's Casemiro and he's given a free kick. There's a lot of free kicks. Southgate is a... Juan, thank you very much. Carmine, he's in the chat. He's just gifted 10 United Stand memberships. Thanks, Carmine. Legend. Oh, Bruno caught on the ball there. Didn't want to pass it to Maguire, you see. Good tackle by Casemiro. We've got to be careful here. We don't want to concede before half-time. 0-0 at half-time. You take that. Oh, well done, Fred. Well done, Fred. Oh, terrible first touch by Weghorst. Five minutes to go to half-time. He's giving the free kick again. Oh, this referee won't let the game flow. It's two stop-start. He thinks he's at one of them bloody raves, blowing his bloody whistle. Bloody idiot. He needs to take his whistle out his mouth. Ref's a cheat, says Shane. Well, 5 minutes to go to half-time. As I said, I'd be happy if it was 0-0 at half-time. I don't think Betis have deserved to score, but it's been quite a tight game. You just don't. You want to get to half-time. They've still got to score three in the second half. Go on, Maguire. That's an easy header for you. Oh, it's not very bloody good. What? Why can't he get distance on his headers? He heads it like a bloody balloon. Well done, Casemiro. He'll keep that in as well. Lovely play by Casemiro. Hey up! That's a foul. That should be a yellow card. He's left one in on Casemiro here. Oh, I don't know whether he actually did touch him. Maybe he didn't touch him. No, he didn't. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Casemiro with the dive. Why do Fred and Anthony keep falling over all the time, says Glazers out. I think it might be a bit wet. What's wrong with you, mate? He's having a right old moan in his green shirt. You wish, Incredible Hulk. You've had enough free kicks as it is. Oh, here we go. Betis got a Chance down the right. Cut back. That's a foul on Palestri. Oh my God. He's not given the foul. This ref's a joke. Oh, he's rubbish. He's really bad. If that was the other way round, he'd have given the free kick. I've never seen a... This ref is so biased. He's so biased. It's a joke. Apparently Fred's been very good, says K1. Maguire coming down the ring. The wing. Go on. It's like watching... Oh, fuck, he ruined it. He's running down the wing like a... I can't think what he was running. It was a sight to see. What a ball by Bruno. That's gone for a goal kick. One of the worst injuries I ever saw was Ronaldo at Inter losing his knee. Also Luke Shaw, says Jim Hooligan. Thank you very much for your super chat, Jim. These Spanish prants surround the ref all the time, says Antonio. Michael says that was Maguire's man of the match moment. It'll be on his Instagram later. Ran down the right wing unopposed and then passed it to a Betis player. Palestri's done well there, but Bruno's down. Let's have a look. Just caught him a bit late, hasn't he? I don't know. Maguire with the block. That's his Instagram moment. Maguire with the block. I thought they hit the Betis player. He just blocked the shot with his knee. Now they're showing clips of him. They know what to do, these British broadcasters. He's blocked a shot. I mean, that's why they keep doing close pans on him. Here's Rashford. Nice ball by Rashford into Weghorst. And gets it back. Go on. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. They can't give a foul for that. He has given a foul for that. Oh, my God. He's terrible. Tiago's with me. This referee. WTF. James says, the way the commentators big up Maguire makes me ill. Who's the commentator? I bet it's Robbie Savage. Robbie Savage will be best mates with Harry Maguire. You know it. These fans that oppose the Qatar bid, do they also oppose the Formula 1 and the MotoGP in the Middle East, or do they still watch those races, says Liam Devon Red? Is Weghorst. I mean, Weghorst has been out of this game a lot, hasn't he? He's been out of this game. I'll tell you what, I think it's been quite an interesting... That's got to be a yellow card. Come on. It's got to book him now. You've got to be fair. No! Yes. No! Yes. It's got to book him for that. Could have killed him. I'm Roddy Pickering. Roddy Pickering. Bloody Harry Alexander Maguire that was. Like a drugged bear. Can't wait to see him at West Ham, says Rob. And ref's a joke. He's probably still mad United beat his favourite team a few years ago. Every time he refs the Serbian derby, he's awful, says Nemanja Savic. I don't mind it. You know, the thing about refereeing is you don't mind if they're equally awful. Oh, it nearly dropped on Maguire's head. Palestri, Weghorst. Oh, he's hit that post. He's hit that post. I can't believe it. Oh, it could have been a goal. It could have been a goal. They've got a bit lucky. That would have killed the game off. I've played the game. That would have killed the game off. And he's hit the post. I can't speak. I can't speak. I'm Ronnie Pickering. It's half time. It's half time. I told you it'd be an interesting game. So let me just stop the clock. 0-0 at half time. Let's have a look at the stats. Lovely game to be at by the look of it. The weather's great. Get yourself a bit of sun in March. Let's take that and pause that. So statistically at half time, we've had slightly more possession with 56%. They've had more shots, but we've both only had one on target, and our pass completion rate's better than theirs. But I think, you know, it's not 3 bad from Manchester United so far. We've got a 3-goal lead, 4-1 on aggregate. They've got to come at us. We've had a few chances on the break, and you know, we're halfway there really. How in the world did Palestri get a yellow? Jason, I'll never know. I don't know what that was all about. But I think the only joy that... I think Casemiro's played well. I think Fred's been decent. I thought he started off a little bit sloppy, but defensively got a lot better in the second half of the first half. Front four haven't really been in it as much as I would like. I think Wan-Bissaka and Malacia have done okay. I think Martinez has been really good. Dave did what Dave does. He saved that one-on-one. I think the only joy Betis have had, and they've had it twice, their 2 best chances, was the one where Maguire was out of position and couldn't catch up, and then the other one where he ran off he ran off Maguire and came in behind Martinez and got the one-on-one. I think those chances, if we can limit those, we should be okay. And they're only making them chances when they get through our midfield, and then the striker can make the run off Maguire. That's the only weakness we've got, is when the striker gets to run off Maguire, and they've had 2 big chances from it. But if we can resolve that in the second half, I can't really see them scoring 3 goals in the second half. I think we defensively, as a team, we don't look like we're going to concede 3 goals against them. In fact, you know, you could almost say it'd be disappointing to lose the game. I think it's there to be won. It could well be a draw. But we're halfway there, that's the main thing. This feels like a pre-season match. It's got that aura, says Daniel. And to be honest, Maguire is playing well, says Sachin. Has Eric Ten Hag told our attack not to press too much and just play out from the back, says Sakin. Sakin, I'd love to come back to you and just establish why you think Harry Maguire's playing well. He made a block, but I think his headers have had no direction on them. His passing hasn't been very good. And he's slow, and he's cost us the 2 big chances that we've conceded. So I can't say that he's played well. I'd love to know why people think he did play well. If I was giving him a mark out of 10 at the moment, 6 being average, I'd give him a 5, because he's the biggest weakness in the team where they had 2 big chances because of him. But you know, I'm here to listen. Apart from that, I think Martinez has played very, very well. Malacia has been okay. Wan-Bissaka has been okay. De Gea's done his job. Casemiro's shielded the defence very, very well. I think Weghorst is probably the next player that I'd probably give a 5 for. He's in the graveyard shift, admittedly, but you know, he just hasn't got that mobility. I think in these sort of games, you do need this sort of game. You need a quick number 9, because they're getting high up the pitch because they're not scared, and that's why Rashford's having to tuck in a lot to try and make them scared of pace. Maguire would be a great CDM with his passing, says Ajit. Are you taking the piss? And I'm predicting 1-0 United. I think Palestri will score, says Carter. Well, I wanted to talk about Palestri. What are your thoughts on Palestri? I think it's a little bit like the early days of Garnacho. You can't lose when you're starting a game for Man United like that. You know, it's 60,000 fans or thereabouts. They're up for it. The referee's on their side. It's a physical battle. And, you know, he's not going to get hold of the ball and skip past 3 players every time he gets it. You know, he's had a couple of tackles. A couple of crosses weren't quite as good as they needed to be. But I think physically and, you know, the opposition, I think it's a great game for him to play in. And, you know, everyone sets the bar really high. But has Anthony played better than he has recently? Has Sancho played better than he has in that half recently? So, you know, if you look at the contrast of players that have been playing in that position, it's not like Anthony and Sancho have been tearing it up. So I think Palestri's done okay. We're playing with 10 men with Weghorst up front, says Junior. Remember, we're not playing with 10 men with Weghorst up front. We're playing with the only option we've got who can play up front. For a full season, we blamed Lindelof for our defensive problems. Hate to keep saying it, but Maguire has been woeful, says Liam Dunn. Palestri is such a talented kid. Never gives up, always fights, always tries to create something. I love it. The brightest future, says Dave. I believe people think Maguire is playing well because he never really goes in for a tackle, so his mistakes are not that obvious, says Min. He made a block. He made a block from a shot. Mark, please don't let this go. Palestri got booked when he's the one who got kicked and the player who deliberately tripped Casemiro didn't get booked, says SK. Mate, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 621,000. So thank you very much for subscribing. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. All the news about transfers, all the news about the sale of the club. This is the place to be. Fantastic community. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I'd love to be moaning with you about officials, but I got told to stop moaning about what happened at the weekend. Look, Casemiro is going to miss another 4 games because of terrible officiating in the Premier League. The referee that sent him off at the weekend, the day before, let 3 worse tackles go and didn't give a red card. Last night in the Southampton-Brentford game, there was a tackle worse than Casemiro's, didn't even get a card. So we are being victimised, we are being targeted, or we're really unlucky that we're getting shit referees when everybody else doesn't. But that is a joke. Like, you know, it is a joke. Palestri's just been booked for winning the ball. And the player ran into him after he'd won the ball. It's never a penalty. Never a yellow card. And they've made worse tackles than us. So, you know, what more can you say about it? This is the Betis chance. Watch. He just runs off Maguire very, very quickly. No, that was the shot from Whacking. Hits the side of the post. Watch this one here. He'll play it in behind Martinez, but the striker runs off Maguire. Watch. Maguire's lost him. He's through. He's through. Maguire has been better than how he usually plays compared to Varane. Martinez, not even comparable, says Sakin. And how did Betis player not get a yellow for tackling Casemiro? Well, it's just this referee's a home banker. You know, he's completely giving them way more than us. Martinez had a go at Maguire there, look. Dean, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Julian says, Maguire didn't block it. The ball was shot straight at him and he just happened to be stood there. Not as if he put his body on the line for that, says Julian. And you know what? That's very interesting. I didn't even spot that. Did you see Martinez? I mean, some people... I've probably kept it on the lowdown talking about Maguire because we've had a very positive season and I want to keep it positive. So, look, I don't think he's good enough. His pace, lack of pace, causes us huge issues. I can't believe he wears the captain's armband, but he is the club captain. He's just not good enough. But I'm not going to go any further than that because I just think we're having a good season and, you know, I want him to play well. But when you see Martinez having a pop at him there, basically going like that because he's not getting the cover, I mean, that's Martinez, his partner, basically having a pop at him because he's probably fed up of players running in behind Martinez all the time. Martinez can't see the runner. Maguire can and isn't quick enough to go with him. If I'm a striker and I start on Maguire and I make my run, basically, I've never used this before. Here we go. Let's do it like this. Let's see if it'll work. So, let's get the tactics forward here. So, here we go. So, you've got... I sort of wish I hadn't done this now. But if I'm Martinez here, right? Martinez is here. Maguire is here. And the striker is there. And this is what they're doing. So you've got Martinez here. You've got Maguire here. And you've got the striker there. The ball, they'll drop it into there, behind Martinez. Martinez, the ball goes in behind him. He can't see what's behind him, but Maguire can. And then the player just comes here and Maguire's not quick enough. And that's how they're getting the shot. They're running in behind Martinez, off Maguire. Martinez cannot see the runner because he's watching the game. They run behind Martinez, Maguire's not quick enough, and that's how they do it. So, you know. Simple as that. Simple as that. I actually could have just used this screen for that. Times using the real things, all right. It's absolutely spot on, says Harris. But that's why Martinez is having a go at him. So when you see Martinez having a go at Maguire, that's why he's doing it. I've played the game. And I used to play centre-back. And it doesn't matter whether you're playing for Man United or you're playing for the local dog and duck pub. If you're the centre-back and every time the ball goes over your head, you see the striker running through, you're saying to your other centre-back, why the fuck why am I turning round and there's a striker behind me? Why are you not shouting at me to drop 5 yards, or why are you not going with them? That's why he's having a go. That's why he's doing it. Wakehorse off, Bruno false 9, Sabitzer tightens it up, says Andy Cheetham. But, there's a lot of people who will have different opinions, and I will have different opinions, but when you see Martinez shouting at him, that's why he's having a shout. And it's for the same things we spoke about. They're running off him. And, Maguire can see them running. He just can't go with them. He's not got no pace. He's like, why are you running away from me? Come back. He's like Patter Banton. Come back with me colour TV and me CD collection of Bob Marley. Come back. We've missed that passion in the back line for years, says Dave. But you know what? That passion in the back four that you see Varane and Martinez giving a high five, and Delo and Luke Shaw and De Gea, that's not just because they're mates and they go out for meals. It's because they're pumping each other up. And that's the other side of it. Martinez is having a go at him there. He's not giving him a high five. Maguire's probably stood there with a high, thinking he's going to get a high five, and he's been left hanging. Martinez turns round and Maguire's like, am I going to get a high five? No, you're not. Why are you not going with your man? Because that's what it is. You get the high five when you do a good job. You get told off when you don't. Mark, if you do the Emperor Chair turnaround for the Watchalongs, we'll win every game, says Kyle Murphy. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka needs to sit, says Joe. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is given... Can I just say that as well? Remember last season, we used to call them Harry the Hoover and Victor the Vacuum. We play a back six and the full-backs had tuck in. Wan-Bissaka is doing a very good job of tucking in. He's almost been at centre-back a couple of times. Wan-Bissaka is not going forward and leaving Maguire. When Varane and Martinez play, the full-backs go forward. You look tonight, Wan-Bissaka isn't going forward that much. And when he does go forward, he's bloody sprinting back. Carmine, we did that in the first half. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, Man United are back in action very, very quickly on Sunday. Fulham, FA Cup quarter-final. Be a tough game, that. Will be a tough game, and you can see why Varane and Luke Shaw have been rested, because we need to try and freshen the game up. No Casemiro on Sunday either. I think it's going to be a tough game against Fulham on Sunday. I do worry about that midfield. I really do. Does your lightsaber change colour, says Joshua Bowwater. I can make it change colour. But Anakin says it's not fair that Wan-Bissaka has to cover Maguire. You have to do it. If I'm the manager of Man United and I've got Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof playing at centre-back, I'm saying to my full-backs, don't go forward too much, because you're going to leave a massive, massive amount of space if you go forward that a striker can run into. And it's it's an out ball, basically. If I'm a midfielder and I'm playing against United and they've got Maguire playing at centre-back and Wan-Bissaka's gone forward, I've got a massive area to knock the ball into for my striker to run into, and then United are in trouble. So Wan-Bissaka can't allow that space to be there. So he's got to stay back. Ten Hag needs to bring... But, can I just say as well, as much as we're talking about Maguire, Martinez isn't fast. Varane is the player that's why Martinez and Varane work really well together. I mean, Martinez isn't slow, but Varane is quick. So they complement each other quite well, which is why I've always said I think Martinez and Lindelof work together better than Martinez and Maguire, because Lindelof is a little bit more mobile than Maguire. Malacia is not going forward as much either, because obviously Martinez isn't super fast. Hi Mark, were you always such a legend, or did that come with age? Also, are there still tickets for London? There is, James Baldwin, but the game's just about to kick off here. Let me just get the timer up. Right, no subs at half time. Let me just get this going. Fred, I don't know why you're doing your hair. It's not going to move. Come on. Bruno to kick it off. There we go. Scholes just said Maguire needs to be looked after and can't be left on his own. Finally, the media's catching on, says Aimer. I think in the main, Paul Scholes, I mean, nobody's perfect, but Paul Scholes does tend to say it how it is. Hi, Mark. I don't catch the live often, but whoever the new owner is, they just have to back the manager. The Glazers have spent a lot on players over the years, but never the manager's first choice, is Michael McCarthy. Ten Hag made the mistake once this season. He played him in the Crystal Palace game and ended up banned for the Arsenal game, says Ellie. Mark, if I told you 5 years ago we would have a World Cup winning centre-back pairing, what would your reaction be, says Matt Ross? I'd be very happy, and I am very happy. What we need is, and I like Lindelof, but I don't think he's good enough either. What we need is we need another good striker, another good centre-back, so that Martinez can't play every week, Varane can't play every week, so we need somebody to come in who can, Kim Min-jae, Timber, whoever it's going to be. But we do need to bring another centre-back in. Mark, if Gary Neville had you on his coaching staff at Valencia, he wouldn't have got the sack, says TJ. And Harry McCabe says, Maguire's lack of awareness is a big issue. It leaves him in positions where he needs pace. I genuinely think if Harry Maguire had, on a positive way, I think if Harry Maguire had another 2 yards of pace, he'd be a good centre-back. But will he be better anyway? I've just pinned it in the live chat, the link for the tour tickets. You can't get in for Manchester, you can't get in for Dublin, but if you go for London, which is Clapham, you can still get some for that. Last time I checked, there was about 50 left, so there might not be 50 left yet, but you can still get tickets. Links in the chat. Looking forward to that. I think it's 2 weeks. No, it's a week tonight we're in Manchester, and it's 2 weeks last night we're in London. Mark, who do you like more, Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, says John? I've always been a big fan of Luke. What do you think of Schlotterbeck for United, says TMK? A good player, good player. I mean, I don't think it'd be easy to get hold of. So we're into the second half here. Confidence is up. I mean, look, I expected United to be in the next round of the draw anyway, but the fact that we've still got that 3-goal lead and we've got 45 minutes, we should be able to see our way through this now. Betis on the attack. Good play. Still got it. Still got it. Pick him up. Pick him up. There's a man on the edge. He's fell over. He's fell over there. He can't give a penalty for that. No, he's not going to give a penalty for that. Rashford's slowly falling off, says Noble. I mean, I don't think he's falling off. He's playing a lot of football. Goldbridge says that the La Liga is really bad. I've got to say, I think if Betis were playing in the Premier League, they'd do well to be in the top half. From what I've seen over 2 legs. I mean, Real Madrid and Barcelona are fantastic sides, we know that, but the standard below that, even Sociedad, who are 4th, I don't think they're that. Who's 3rd in La Liga at the moment? Is it Atletico? But yeah, I mean, Betis are 5th. They're the equivalent of Newcastle. No. Remember to stretch, says John. Thanks, John. Don't mind if I do, man. Don't mind if I do. We've got ourselves into good positions, Mark. However, the end product decision-making has been some of the worst I've seen this season from us, says Mike. It has been a bit sloppy tonight. It has been a bit flat from United. Oh, brilliant defending by Maguire then. Ball came in over the top, hit him on the back. World-class defending, that is. Here's Rashford, come on. He's not. He's off, but he's got it back. Shoots over the bar. We've got ourselves... Yeah, thanks very much, mate. Would you rather United get relegated or have a bath with Andy Carroll? Axe, I don't... It's funny, but I'm not answering it. It's silly. It's very silly. That's De Gea's. That's De Gea's. They're constantly looking for that ball, aren't they? That one I was talking about at half-time. Here's Fred. That's a good ball to Palestri. He's got space. He's done well. Go on, lad. Go on. Oh, he just didn't have the pace. Unlucky. Covered. It was a good play by Palestri there. I thought he was going to score a cracker. I like the way he's direct. I like the way he goes at players. Here's Casemiro. Into Fred. He's going to shoot. That was a mistake. Fred and shooting's like mayonnaise on a Sunday roast. It rarely works. I think the only Sunday roast I'd dare put a bit of mayonnaise on and it would be disgusting is probably a chicken one. Oh, they're in. They're in. Got to be careful on the break. One of the things I notice about Spanish sides, and I've noticed it for years, apart from Real Madrid and Barcelona, is technically they're very good, but they very rarely have anything up front. They all seem to lack goal scorers. They're good technical teams. They defend quite well. They're very good at, passing the ball about, but they very rarely have, somebody who's just an out-and-out goal scorer. Here's Palestri. We've got a 4v3. We've got to use this. We've got to use it. Into Bruno. Into Rashford. Oh, great save by the keeper. I thought that was going to be it. I thought that was our name in the quarterfinals, which we're probably in anyway. But good play between Palestri and Bruno, and Rashi couldn't just find the back of the net. The keeper's done well, actually. Game's getting quite stretched now. Good play by Wan-Bissaka. And Bruno. Oh, he's bloody hell. Well done, Wan-Bissaka. Good cover. Why didn't Maguire give... Wan-Bissaka makes a good tackle there. Why didn't Maguire give him a high five and pick him up? Just walked away. What a tackle, but watch Maguire here. Wan-Bissaka's on the floor. If that's Varane and Martinez, they pick him up and give him a high five. Maguire just walks away. I'm joking. You don't get the love. Where's the love gone? Cross comes in. Good save, De Gea. Flicked at the front post. Straight at him, but he got a good strong punch. Cross comes in again. They're queuing up. Goal kick. Rangnick was right. We need a whole new team. They're not listening to Ten Hag, just like Ollie. Rashford's all-around game has been crap, says Kane. I think that's a bit negative. If we get new owners, I would like that Georgian winger, Kvaratskhelia. Can't spell his name, says Dazzo. There you go. Tony James, 20 memberships. I think we've done that one. Legend. Which members of the United Stand team are heading to the Dublin show, Mark, says Jamie? Me. And... our captain ain't a captain, says Haddy. Dave saves. I think it was quite a straightforward save, to be honest, but I liked the way he got the distance on it. This won't finish 0-0. It's opening up. Here's Rashford. Here's Bruno. Here's Rashford. Oh my God! He can't believe it! He can't believe it! He's just hit the moon! Well, lovely play between Rashford and Bruno, and I think it just bobbles up. I don't know, we can't believe it. Watch this. Just got under... Oh my God. What happened there? He just killed a bird. I tell you what, Rashford could have had two. There we go, Palestri. It's just... These things can happen. It's bobbled up. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. I feel like there's a goal for us in this game. Here's Casemiro. Lovely ball. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space. Rashford. Oh, you miss one and you score a goal like that. Anybody in the chat who's taken a piss out of Rashford, he's just banged it in from about 30 yards. What a goal that is. Marcus Rashford. I mean, that's just poetic, isn't it? What a hit by Rashford. That is absolutely poetic because he's just missed an absolute sitter. He's probably just killed a flock of birds. And then he goes and gets it from 30 yards out and smacks it in. I can't wait to see this again because the movement on this, he's miles out. He's 30 yards out. Absolutely brilliant. Look at the movement on it. Oh, that's a great goal. On the world stage as well. I know it's the Europa League, but the way he's hit into that, Ronaldo-esque. It's sort of Ronaldo-esque the way he's hit that. The swerve on it, the keeper ain't, there's no keeper saving that. Ten Hag shakes his head because he's just thinking, what a good goal. And that puts us into the quarterfinals, everybody. 5-1. That's amazing, that is, because he's just missed an absolute sitter. And then the next time he gets the ball, he scores an absolute worldie. That is mentality. That's what any striker should do. You miss a big chance, don't let it get in your head. Don't let it get in your head. I mean, that in itself is absolutely mentality for a striker in a clip. You know, that's one of them TikTok clips where you can put me over the top if you want. Where, you know, where they play that epic music on TikTok. So Marcus Rashford, he's through one-on-one, missed, the ball bobbles up, hits the scar, hits NASA, and then next time he gets the ball, goes and scores a worldie with it. If you're a striker, that's exactly the mentality to have. Don't let the misses get in your head. Lift your head up, go again, have the confidence to believe that you'll score next time. It's a brilliant little clip, that, in mentality. And that's what he's done this season. Don't let the negatives get into your head. I'll tell you what, this will be a very impressive win if we get it. Get the subs on now. Well, yes, half an hour to go. They need to score 4 goals. Yeah, I'll be getting the subs on now. Definitely. LJC, thank you very much for the super chat. Draws tomorrow at midday. We'll be live on the United Stand for the draw. Midday tomorrow. Champions League's at 11. And then the Europa League draws at midday. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's playing well tonight. Says, had it? Yep, I agree. I like that. Goldbridge marriage advice. Don't let the missus get in your head. Yeah, you can use it for your wife as well. But I was talking about shots. Nice ball out to Weghorst. Oh, my God. Why didn't you take a touch, man? This is the second half, mystery, yes. Don't let... There we go. A couple of subs coming on for Man United. Sabitzer. Don't let the missus get in your head, says Faris. Wise words. Thanks, pal. Apparently, it was a good finish by Rashford, who's going to come off. But the keeper was put off by a dead pigeon hitting him that had been killed by the previous shot. I can't confirm that. Here we go. Casemiro. Lovely ball by Casemiro to Rashford. And then look at this. They stand off him. What a goal. What a goal. Fred's coming off for Sabitzer. This is interesting. This is interesting. So Rashford off for Sancho. But Sabitzer coming on for Fred. Could really do with Sabitzer. You know, having a good half an hour here. Because what's he going to do at the weekend? Is he going to go for McFred? Or is he going to go for Sabitzer and Fred? He's straight involved, winning the ball back. Into Sancho. Into corner. Does Bruno ever get a rest? Says Esty. He defies logic, Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't get a rest. He's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Come on, Harry, score a goal. When was the last time Harry Maguire scored a header? I can't remember the last time Maguire scored for Man United. It's well overdue. Come on, Harry. Get up. It's in the right area. Oh, I thought he'd done it. 50p head. Leeds last season. I literally was about to jump out my chair. How's he missed? How's he missed? Oh, come on, mates. That was it. I was about to go. I'm Ronnie Pickering. It's Harry Maguire. And he's literally just missed the sitter on the front post. It's amazing how many headers he wins. Very, very good at winning headers. Not so good at directing them. Fish says it's a bit naive not taking Bruno and Casemiro off when they're both on yellow cards. I think he'll do it. I think he will do it. I think he just wants to make sure that Betis don't get a goal. Bold prediction, Ten Hag with Bruno and Casemiro deep and Sancho at the 10 on Sunday. Casemiro can't play on Sunday, Billy. He's suspended. Hoping Bruno doesn't break apart like Delo, says Zion. Wraith says, you can't keep saying Maguire's good in the air, but he can't direct it. It's basically like Lukaku's trampoline toes, but his head. Romario wants Bruno off. Miranda just fouled Palestri. Get back to writing sitcoms. Palestri's been excellent tonight. You know what? He's put a shift in. Here's Bruno. Have a shot. Here we go. Sancho. Go on. Lay him off. Oh, wow. That was so bloody greedy. Just lay it off to Bruno. Why did he shoot there? He could have laid it off to Bruno. Another Instagram moment for Maguire, says Jesus. No, won't show that. Watch this. Sancho, just lay it off there. Oh, it's a bit greedy, that was. That was greedy. S7 says Sancho's always greedy. I've never... at Dortmund, I really don't think Sancho was a greedy player. Mark, would you like to avoid... Who would you like to avoid in the draw, says Warrior? Let's have a quick look at the draw. We can... I'm tempted to tempt fate here. So, you've got... Sevilla aren't actually through yet. Fenerbahce could knock them out. So, Sevilla are possible. Feyenoord are definitely through. We're through at the moment. Juventus look through. Arsenal probably will go through. Leverkusen will go through. I think Roma probably go through. I'm not really bothered who we get. I mean, I'd like to get the crappiest team left in the tournament because of... Oh, Sabitzer. Good chance. Well saved. Good slip through by Bruno. United have been a lot better since the goal. I like Sabitzer. He's just getting involved, moving around, moving the ball around. I'd like the crappiest team left in the tournament in the quarterfinals just to try and give us a bit of a break. We've had such a relentless season that I think we could be forgiven for wanting a shit team. I say shit, you know what I mean. The worst team left in it is what I want, because we could just do with having a couple of games that aren't massively taxing. Mark, if the new owners wanted you to be... John says, Mark, if the new owners wanted you to be director of football under Van der Sar as CEO, would you take it? Yeah, well, that's never going to happen, John, but I would take it, yeah. Feyenoord are underrated, says Y6. Garnacho's out for 6 weeks, says Jeff. I think it might be longer than that, but we'll see. Man of the match, Martinez for me, says, no, I think Bruno's had a good game. Sevilla are losing 1-0 to Fenerbahce, but they're 2-1 up on aggregate with half an hour to go. Sancho is a confidence player. I don't mind him being a bit greedy when we're 5-1 up, says Tony James. You don't want Feyenoord, says Faded. No, I want the easiest team. Player ratings, they'll be out soon. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Thanks everyone who's been watching, by the way. Please do subscribe. Fuzzy One says Roma would be good. Well, the thing is, you've got Juventus, Roma, probably Sevilla. Oh, here we go, Bruno. I don't think there's a lot. I don't know whether there is an easier tie really. Union Berlin or Union Saint-Gilloise. Roma will go through. Leverkusen, Arsenal, Juventus, Feyenoord. I mean, there's not really an easy game, is there, really? Bruno's coming off. I think Scooby-Doo's going to come on. What teams are left after today? I've just been through it, John. No, it's Alanga coming on for Bruno. There we go. Ten Hag's happy with him. There's Alanga, good play. Wins the throw in. I think Bruno's had a good game, David Rosenberg. I agree. It's been a good game from Bruno. Feyenoord are 7-0 up on aggregate. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a draw that's one where we're going to go, that's nice. We're not going to get a Reading equivalent in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. You're going to get Leverkusen, Sevilla, Feyenoord, Arsenal, Roma, Juventus, or Union Berlin. So, and Union Berlin, I don't know. I don't follow the Bundesliga. But I'm sure somebody said to me last time that Union Berlin are not that bad. Sporting could beat Arsenal, says Kyle. And Mark, likelihood new owners change management personnel, says George. None. Absolutely none. To be honest, I think this Europa League is going to be difficult to win. Not because we can't win it, but because I think you are probably going to get a Juventus or someone like that in the quarterfinal. And then the semi-final, you're then going to get a Roma or a Feyenoord. And then in the final, you're going to get an Arsenal. Weghorst just missed. Good chance. Union Berlin knocked Ajax out, says Stussy. Yeah, but Ajax are shit this year. Good to see the love for Plestri. He's had a good game. I think if we can get through Fulham and then we can get 6 points out of Brentford, Everton and Newcastle, You'll then have a fresh Casemiro back. I think Eriksen will be back by then as well. Hopefully Martial will get back in some way. Those 3 players would give us such a boost. Wan-Bissaka's done well there. Casemiro's there to give him the high five. Here's Alanga. I mean, he's literally done nothing this season. It'd be lovely if he's got a goal. Do the rules let teams same country in the quarterfinals, says Sebastian? I think as soon as you hit the quarterfinals in the Champions League and the Europa League, you can. Like, Chelsea could get Man City, you can, yeah. You can't in the last 16. Sabitz is a nice, tidy player, isn't he? Here's Alanga. Ooh. No. Sancho's gone to 10, by the way, since Bruno's come off. What would you do with Donny next season, says Moi? I don't know. Do you think that not playing football at a decent level decreases your chance at being a good manager, says Louis? No, I think the world's changing, thank God. And I think football's so... I said this at the weekend about Match of the Day. I know people like Match of the Day, but for me, it's not changed in 30 years. It's the same format as when I was a kid. And that format's always been ex-players talking about football because they played the game. And I think there's been many examples that most ex-players aren't actually that good. You see with Will Still in the French League, he's never played the game and he's doing a great job. Arsene Wenger never really played the game at the highest level. One of the greatest managers has ever been. Mourinho didn't play the game at the highest level. Brilliant manager. So it's like diversification, isn't it? I think more and more people should be allowed to coach who haven't played the game. More and more people should be allowed to talk about the game who haven't played the game. In the NFL in America, some of the best pundits have never played the game. So hopefully that'll happen more and more. Because the skill for the ex-player was playing football. It isn't necessarily in analysing the game. A lot of people saying Sabitz has done well since he came on. I hope he plays against Fulham. The Inquisition says Ten Hag has been a revelation to Manchester United. I've played the game. What time is it in real life? 1:15. So, what we got? Right, I'm just going to put the link in the description for player ratings. Who's that coming on? Lindelof and... Is it McTominay? I can't tell. Just looking at the backside, it's Delo. Wan-Bissaka for Delo and Lindelof probably going to come on for Martinez. Nice to make these subs now. Very nice. Yeah, Martinez is going off. Don't forget, if you want to get tickets for our London leg, it's the only one that's got tickets left. 2 weeks last night. In 2 weeks' time, no, basically, it's in 2 weeks. in London, United Stand Tour. We've still got some tickets if you want to get it. I've pinned it in the live chat for you. It'd be great to see you. I'm just about to pop in the live chat. There we go. So player ratings are in the live chat for you. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being your average. Do you think that Alvarez would work as an understudy with Casemiro, says Tom Foolery? And Malacia has been brilliant, says Sam. Cross comes in. Well done, Lindelof. Straight into the action. Straight into the action there from Lindelof. Good header. I don't wanna rock. DJ. Hi Mark, would you rather take advice about building a successful YouTube channel from someone who has done it before or a subscriber, says Ash G. Never been asked a question like that before. I'd probably go with experience on building a YouTube channel from someone who's never done it before. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to say that somebody's never played the game before, but that's completely different. Like building a YouTube channel, you know how to build a YouTube channel. Managing a football club, just because you've played football, doesn't mean you know how to manage a football club. That's like saying, if I wanted advice on managing a football club, I'd speak to somebody who's managed a football club, not someone who played for a club. So you're not caught me out there. McTominay not on yet, so I reckon it's going to be Sabitzer and Fred on Sunday, says James. And do you think that Edison Alvarez would work as an understudy with Casemiro? Did that one from Tom. Look, we might go for him. But we definitely need to go for somebody. I'm just very happy we've got through this game, and I'm very happy that we're actually looking like we're going to win this game. To beat Betis home and away would be a real achievement. Is there any more? Is there any Sevilla? I probably want Sevilla in the next round because we're finding it quite easy, aren't we, against these Spanish clubs? Who do you think's been man of the match? I don't normally ask that because I'm normally very confident in my own conviction, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's what I was thinking, Glenn. I think he's got to be a contender. I think he's done well lately, says Glenn. I mean, you could give it to Rashford for the goal, but to be honest with you, before that, that is a moment from Rashford. His general game, it wasn't quite working, was it? Some of his passes were a little bit off. He'd missed a couple of chances before that. The goal was brilliant, but I don't think you get some people give it man of the match for that. Malacia, man of the match for me, says Charlie. I think both fullbacks have played well. I think Casemiro's been steady Eddie, hasn't he? I think Bruno had a good game. Palestri's put a good shift in. Martinez was very good. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I think there's a good mix. I mean, look, to be fair, De Gea made a really good save in the first half and a decent save in the second half. Not had loads to do, to be fair. Sancho will be offside here. If he's not, it's brilliant. He's missed. He was offside. I mean, he could have squared that. That is the definition of greed. He would have been offside anyway, Sancho. But he literally could have just passed this to Elanga for a tap-in and he still went for the shot. He should have passed that. He's offside anyway. Maybe he thought he was offside. So it matters not. Michael says that Maguire's been steady. I'm not giving Maguire even a 6. I'm giving Maguire a 5. I don't think he's had a good game at all. I think he's been a liability in the team. I think we got away with it in the first half. I might give him a 5.5, but I can't give him an average when he's been a weakness. Second half, it's been better, but I think Betis gave up in the second half. First half, it was a hard watch. Admittedly, I think second half he's been better, but look, let's not forget, this is not me talking. Martinez gave him a bollocking at the end of the first half, so let's not, if you want to pretend that Maguire's played well, just remember what Martinez did at the end of the first half, because he was fed up of it. So I'll probably give him a 6 for the second half, 5 for the first half, so 5.5 probably from me. Fullbacks have done well. That's a nice ball in behind Palestri. Ooh, we don't want to concede. Fabio's done with Sancho. Why? Give him a chance. All we are saying is give him a chance. De Gea's distribution has been really good this game, says Joe, but it has been better. But I don't say that until the game's over because you don't want to tempt fate. But there has been a good few passes that he's gone long with, which have worked out. Here's Elanga. He's got to win a foul for that. Oh my God. This ref's a joke, isn't he? He's still at it. How's he not given a foul for that? Incredible. I mean, thankfully it's not mattered. Because he's been a rubbish. Elanga is the Swedish Dan James, says Pedge. You're doing an Arsenal watch-along? No. I'm not in the mood for two. I'm not in the mood for 2 watch-alongs. Is it just me, or does it look like Wout is running in slow-mo commercials, says Neil? Well, he's not quick. I don't know why people have a pop at Weghorst. He's never been quick. He's not quick. That he can't be quicker. He's slow. Well done, Palestri. I know what I was going to check. 8 minutes to go here. The draw is tomorrow. Midday we'll be live with you for that. So if you want to tune in tomorrow to see who we get in the draw. Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. We are very close to 622,000. We're only 300 away. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Thank you very much. Elanga into Sancho. Goal kick. Need a stretch, you're right. If we get Juventus, will Pogba play? Someone just said in the chat. I think there's a very big chance that Pogba doesn't play in most Juventus games, so I don't know about that, but be interesting. Realistically, there's no easy draw at this stage. I'd take anyone if we avoid Juve and Arsenal. Ten Hag has knowledge on Feyenoord and could do a job, says I kind of guy. Do we think Juventus are good? I'm not convinced Juventus are good. Napoli are amazing, but I watched AC Milan play Spurs and I thought, I don't know. I don't think Juventus are that good, really. I mean, they could beat us, of course, but I don't think they're a team to be fearful of. The same as Roma. They're capable, but I don't think they we would be favourites, is what I'm trying to say. In fairness, Wan-Bissaka is putting a lot of hard work to get back in the team and has done well to make a problem position less of an immediate problem, says Glenn. Look, one of the biggest compliments you can pay Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the fact that he's won that right back position from a player that I think was, very well liked by Ten Hag in Delo. I think he likes Delo. I think the fact that he's won that spot is really, really, really good. I thought Weghorst had been subbed. I'm wrong. Betis on the attack. Sabitzer clears. Enjoying the Alango cameo, I can't lie, says Martial FC. Please don't overhype Rashford this game. He hasn't been that good. Palestri man of the match for his effort, experience and adaptation, says Robinson Crusoe. We're reaching a crossroads with Sancho, says Charlie Max. At some point, the conversation will be had because 300k per week can't be overspent and better spent, says Charlie. I don't disagree, Charlie, but I think we're also underestimating a footballer, a professional footballer who wasn't injured in the middle of a very important season, basically went off for 3 months. I think you've got to be very sensitive to why that happened. It wasn't an injury. There was an issue. And that's pretty unprecedented. I can't remember the last time that happened where, a player in a season where you're short, we didn't have a lot of players. He went off for 3 months. We're not even 2 months since he came back. So I think there has to be a patience element with Sancho that we may not really judge him until next season. I think you've got to be patient with him. The big problem Sancho's got is, and hopefully he can sort himself out in relation to his performance as well and be more consistent, is where does he fit in this team? He's not going to get Bruno's spot. He's not going to get Rashford's spot. Is he going to get Anthony's spot? Where does he start in this team? Because that's where I agree with Charlie. At some point, for that talent and that amount of money, he has got to find a way to start in that team. Here's Alanga. Go on, lads. Weghorst ain't happy. Wasn't a very good pass. Weight of pass. We've struggled with the weight of pass tonight. Betis not a good side, Mark. Well, I've got a right itchy nose now. Here's Casemiro. No, I mean, look, they're fifth in the league, but they ain't that good, no. And to win home and away, very, very impressive with United. Thanks for the super chat from Rory. He says, De Gea man of the match for me with a couple of good saves in the first half. And do you think there is now an anti-United bias amongst officials, specifically since Klopp mentioned we get penalties easily, says Michael? Well, what goes on in the Premier League shouldn't be what happens in the in Europe. I don't think the Premier League officials speak to the European officials and say, let's have it in for Manchester United. But... the official tonight has been crap. I think there is a bit of a bias against the English teams, if I'm being honest. I mean, this referee tonight has been crap. Really bad. But... a very, very impressive... I thought we'd lose tonight. I thought we'd lose by 1 goal. I thought it'd be like a draw and they'd get a late goal because they'd go for it. But they've never got anywhere near. Never laid a glove on us, really. To keep a clean sheet is impressive. There is an 8 o'clock show tonight, Gil. It'll be the fan forum. I'll do my match reaction after this, and then we've got the fan forum afterwards. So, yeah. It's 7-1 in the Feyenoord game. The comeback is on. Time says Real Betis are awful. Look, I've said this so many times. Look, Real Madrid might win the Champions League. That doesn't mean that the Liga is better than the Premier League. Your league strength is based on your depth. And United have knocked out Barcelona and Betis. And Barcelona are going to win the league. So we've knocked out the team top of La Liga and 5th in La Liga. And we're not even going to be in the title race. I'll say it again. Brighton, I reckon, had finished 3rd in La Liga. I really do. Brighton are a good footballing side. La Liga ain't nowhere near the depth of quality of the Prem. Barcelona and Real Madrid are good, but that's because they've got all the money. Take them out. That league, I reckon Norwich had finished in the top 4 in La Liga. That was a joke. I mean, Norwich would get relegated from La Liga, but you know, I don't know how far you would go for it, really. Brighton would beat Betis. I think Brighton would batter Betis, to be honest with you. Here we go. Adam. I love it when they use the word bro. So Adam, this is what Adam says in the chat. Adam says, bro said Brighton are better than Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid are shit, mate. They are absolute shite. The most boring side. Brighton would kill Atletico Madrid. They would. I'm not having that. Bros acting like Atletico Madrid are good. Bloody jokers. Although Atletico Madrid did win 6-1 at the weekend. It's a overhyped league, La Liga. They're arrogant. They think it's better than it is. Man United have just destroyed the team in 5th. We also beat the team in 1st. Brighton would give us a better game than this lot. It's a fact. La Liga needs to stop turning up and thinking it doesn't have to do its homework. Go and study better leagues than yours. Seb Watson says Elanga's awful. Well, somebody a minute ago said they was good. And there's the final whistle. Manchester United dispatch another disappointing La Liga side. Can we get Sevilla, please? Can we play you every week? Can we play you? Can we play you? Can we play La Liga every week? Can we play you every week? Easy. 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 I'm only doing it to wind up Steve from Norwich. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for watching. We're going to get over onto the match reaction in a minute where we're going to do player ratings. Nice for Rashford to actually have the match-winning goal, by the way, because it was an absolute stonker. I'll see you on the match reaction in about a minute, and we'll do player ratings. I can't wait to see who's going to get man of the match. I'll see you in a minute.